It's Queen. A little setup for the London Glam GPS this Saturday. This is the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I am Ron Bennington. Chris Stanley, you're still in the other room today?
Yeah, I'm in the room.
Still sick?
Yeah, I feel horrible.
You got your phone with you?
Yes, I have my phone.
Outside. We were outside when I was having a smoke. Chris came out. And then I stole his phone and then waited the 15 minutes for him to figure out where he didn't have his phone. And I kept asking him questions. And it was like he was that Hindu god where there was nothing but arms reaching everywhere.
There is no worse panic. Like when you think that you've lost your phone.
All right, no worse panic. What about lost your child?
Yes.
At the ocean. At the ocean where it's bikers weekend. Oh, God. Rapey biker weekend.
Do they have all your contacts?
Yeah, no, you're right about that. One thing is that your kid won't just start calling people that you know and embarrassing you. I want Jen to come in today because got some bad news for you.
What happened?
Numpang closed. Done.
No.
Out. Yeah.
That's sad for all of us.
It is.
Numpang gone. Not only that, the parking lot next to it boarded up. That whole thing that used to be Music Row in New York City, gone. New building coming in.
Dude, that's so horrible because that's one of maybe 3 places I can even eat in this neighborhood. Out. Completely. And that's the best one.
This is how bad things have gotten. We're paving the parking lot and putting up something else. I guess paradise. We're the exact opposite of where we want to be.
Yeah, Jen and I went there just a week ago, and I'm so mad at myself.
I hope you cherished it.
I didn't, because I didn't even get my favorite thing. I didn't even get the sandwich.
Why wouldn't you get the sandwich?
Because I go there so often. I'm able. There's nice rice bowls and stuff.
I wouldn't even know about that. I just have the sandwich every time.
I regret it. I can't believe I didn't have the sandwich.
I mean, I was with you, too. You could have brought that up.
No, you weren't.
No.
That was just the 2 of us.
No, I went with you guys last week, and you guys walked out before I did also there.
Is this true?
Did we?
Good. They keep pulling Chris Stanley's on me.
I swear.
Wait a minute. Isn't Chris Stanley fingering yourself while you're cursing?
Pull the old Chris Stanley.
He gave himself a shocker. No. Why don't you guys remember Vito?
I
remember.
I got the corn.
You weren't there.
Oh, the corn I remember. I just saw hovering corn that was just disappearing in the air.
It was last Friday. I got the corn.
So ever since Jen's come in, it feels like you're not being paid attention to.
Oh, no.
Like yesterday we went to Chipotle, and I was just filling up my water, and all of a sudden everybody was gone.
Me and Jen were just talking and walking away.
Why don't you start hanging around with Marcus? I could be your guy.
Yeah.
Interns and supervisors aren't allowed to have relationships.
That's not true.
No, they said relations.
No,
You call the other kid sweet boy.
He's my sweet boy. That's his name.
So that's worse than any relationship.
But they actually tell you in the intern orientation that they go, don't be friends with your supervisor. Just be friends with other interns. Don't be friends with any full-time employees.
I agree with
you
that.
You guys are separate.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why Coach won't come back and do a goodbye show.
Oh, Coach.
You know what? I got that annoying Queen song in my head now. It's just annoying.
Don't
stop me, no. Should have been in Cats, that song.
Dude, I'd like Cats a lot more.
I would like it the exact same as I do now. There would be no difference for me. All right, it's the, wow, this is Friday already on the Bennington Show. 844-ROCK-GOD, 844-ROCK-GOD. We're going over what restaurants have closed down, what times that Vito was forgotten about by his coworkers, and now finding out that HR is cock-blocking him from making Marcus his friend. That's sad that you guys don't like Vito anymore.
No, I just didn't remember that you were there. And I'm sorry we walked.
You know what? If it was a party and you didn't remember someone was there, there's 50 people. There was 3 people. 1/3 of the people were forgotten about.
I really thought he was just a dude.
I don't remember leaving him. That's how bad it is.
Here's the thing. If you weren't so dull, do something that's interesting.
I did. I ordered corn.
Just corn?
They have corn on the cob and they spread like the chili mayo on it.
Not anymore, bro. Not anymore. But you're saying it's a lunch. That's a snack to me. That's not a lunch.
Oh, he has that as a side.
Oh, just the side?
That I usually get it as a side, but that time I just wanted that, and I planned on eating 2 hours later.
No wonder they forget you. You're so dull. You're so fucking dull.
Dude, it's corn with sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce corn.
Yeah, that doesn't make it.
No more.
That's
no more
boring.
sauce.
What you're doing is boring. But that thing with Chris today, when you see your friend and he's like smacking all over looking for his phone and it's in your pocket, there's probably no greater feeling of power that you feel. You know what I mean?
Because you know everything's okay, but you are controlling the panic.
Yeah, I felt like Simple Simon. You know what I mean? If you want your phone again, these 3 things. I could have made him drive all around town with Sam Jackson. Put that big fucking sign on his...
No!
Yeah.
And then I have to just pour water into jugs? That was one of the...
Yeah, that was so fucking stupid.
It was insane.
But, most people are pretty laissez-faire with their phones when you think that all your information is in there. I just throw it on the fucking table as soon as I come in.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I don't know where mine is right now.
If I'd actually lost my phone, I don't have a lock on it anymore. So anyone could have just picked it up and said, "Hey, Doug Benson, how's it going? I just found this guy's phone."
Dude, your old lock was 1, 2, 3, 4. So
I think if it's just there, people won't even try to get into it. Like, oh, it's a lock. I'm fucked.
Are you looking for your cigar?
no, I'm looking for my phone that's sitting right here. It's right fucking in front of me.
I know the feeling.
This
Ron.
phone, it's like the Vito of my life. Like I don't even know it's there. Do you ever get like weird OCDs about anything like that in your life?
I have a really bad. I normally am not an OCD type personality, but there's one thing that I just freak out over, and it's I obsess over if I've unplugged my hair straightener or not. So I'll leave the house, and even though I'm pretty sure I unplugged it, it'll occur to me, and I'll be like halfway to the train, and I have to go back home. And then
you think you're going to burn the house down?
Because I'm going to burn. And I've had conversations with my boyfriend where he's just like, "We're late. I'm sure you unplugged it." And I was like, "I'm going to kill our dog and everyone in our building." Because that's a lot of pressure.
Does that actually happen, though? Do people die because someone didn't unplug that? I mean,
I have no proof that that's ever happened.
I don't think it has.
In my mind, the hair straightener will be like leaning up against something and start to burn like a piece of paper or something. Something will catch fire. And now it's at the point where I started to do this thing where I like try to sing a little song as I unplug it.
Oh, God.
So, like, then I'll just be like, like, I'm unplugging my straightener, da-da-da-da. And then later I'll be like, yeah, remember you sang the song and it happened.
God.
But then now I'm getting to the point where I think I'm making up the song, too. So I have to go back. Like,
This is insanity.
Yeah,
This is what happens with insanity.
To me, this is just like a little... It's just like a little example of like, it is possible to lose your mind. Because I know that I've done it and I still go back and like triple check it. And sometimes I'll even still be in the house and I go back into the same room like 3 times and like I have to look at the outlet and look at the hair straightener.
God. You better go see a psychiatrist.
I know, but I don't have any other thing in my life, but that one is...
I only have one like that, and this is a weird thing because it's over leaving a hotel room, I overlook around to make sure I'm not leaving anything behind. I mean, ridiculously. And it's the only time I do anything like that. Because I'll leave the house with the oven on. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I don't care. But there is something about leaving a hotel room and these motherfuckers get my stuff that just fucking annoys the shit out of me.
And you'll have no way of just being like, I know I left it there.
No, when you call any hotel and say, hey, is there an iPad there? They go, I'm going to look. No. I know you didn't even look.
Looked everywhere.
Let me FaceTime you so I can see that you're looking in there.
Bring me into the...
And I don't know why I have that, because I don't even have a memory of leaving something behind in a hotel room. And I don't travel with anything that I care about.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, when you were talking about singing your song, Fez used to have a count of all the things that he wanted. And he would always keep it at 10. So I got my pass, I got my keys, I got my gum, you know what I mean?
Right.
And if there's something else that he needed, he used to take one off the list. Like, I'm sorry, sir. It's,
Wait.
I think he had to keep it at 10. Am I right with that story? I know he told it on the air once.
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
But why does someone have to get bummed?
Because he didn't want to have 11 or 12 things in his pocket.
Sure.
That gets to be too much.
Okay, gotcha.
And you're a crazy pocket man. All right. Devin has an idea for you. Devin.
Hey, Gail.
Hey,
Bennington,
what's up?
how's it going?
How's it going?
All right. As you're unplugging it, get your phone out, take a video, and say like you're a news reporter. This is Gail Bennington at 9:30 in the morning on December 2nd. I'm unplugging my straightener. Signing off. Shut it off. Walk out the door. You're good.
Dude, I actually really like this idea. Because then you could just, I mean, you don't have to save them. You just delete the video after, like, you've confirmed it later.
Or will you be like, is that yesterday's video?
No, that's why you got to say the date. You have to say it like a news reporter.
I mean, if you...
I'm Gail Bennington, reporting live from the
I'm
bedroom.
losing my mind. Well, Jen's old boyfriend, Tuttle, he was my intern in Florida, right? And I would always, he had, I mean, a fucking terrible OCD that he left his car lights on, right?
Okay.
And he would be in his house, lying down, get up in the night, go out to look in the driveway to make sure his lights went on, go back to bed, then get back up and check on it, right? And then we would be doing the show, and I would go, did you leave your lights on? And he would just, he wouldn't say a word. He would just fucking run and come back. No, they're not on. And I'm like, you sure the sun wasn't in the... Boom, he'd be going again. I'm very good at bothering people about their OCD.
I'm bothered. See, now even having brought it up, I'm even having like a weird little moment right now thinking about it, and I know I didn't even straighten my hair today. And I'm still like, what is it from yesterday?
Check your phone for that news bit that you did.
I haven't done it yet.
Jason, Detroit.
Hey, Bennington. Hey, Gail, did you watch the episode of Friends where Jennifer Aniston burned down her apartment by doing the exact same thing? Is this where it comes from?
Oh my God, I don't even think I've seen that episode. So hers was like a hair straightener or a curler or something?
It was a hair straightener. They thought it was a curler at first, so they blamed Phoebe, but they figured out it was a straightener, and they blamed Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, was that the same episode that Joey got a turkey caught on his head? Come on, guys.
One with
Bill, Ashbury Park.
Hey, what's up, Bennington?
Hey, man.
I have an OCD. It's actually very helpful. So I can't let a door close that I have to lock unless I'm actually holding the key. So if
You've got to have the key in your hand before you lock it.
That's a
Right.
very helpful OCD.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an OCD.
It's just responsible.
When I leave the house, I walk to my elevator and act like I'm using this thing.
Right? And it's a reminder.
And then my chick goes, that doesn't go there. And then we have a little laugh and off I go to work. But I never leave this behind. You know why? Fucking hate getting the guest thing.
Oh, yeah.
Despise it.
They really treat you like garbage, too.
I hate it at any
like
building.
a common guest.
I know. I'm not an animal. I just forgot my fucking password. It's from Mona. How are you, darling?
Hello, how is everybody?
Cool in the gang.
Well, my OCD is I got to eat everything in threes. Like I got to when I eat hot tamales, the little candies, it's got to be 3 at a time. Same with the M&Ms, and the bananas got to be peeled 3 times. It can't be done more than that.
So
is that
everything
bad?
you can only eat in threes. I used to date that way. I was like, gotta feel like there's an extra person here.
Lucky you.
Now, why do
Yeah,
you think...
I guess so. You know, it was the time I was born, though.
Why do you think it's 3? Do you know why you picked that specific number?
Well, because I think when I was a kid, when I ate the hot tamales, that was my candy of choice. But it was like, I think when I ate it, it was like there was always one extra in the box. So then I would have an issue that there would only be 1 and not 2. So then I figured out if I ate them in threes, then the box would be even.
You know, am I crazy, though, when I think that these things are sexier in a woman than they are in a man? Like when a guy does it, it's like disgusting to me. But when a woman talks that way, I'm like, oh crazy pussy, huh?
You're crazy.
You eating your threes because you're wild in bed. Enjoy yourself. Thanks, Mona. Vito, you don't have any of these, right?
I have one where I have to check my toilet before I leave.
No, you're disgusting. You're no fucking. Can I tell you something? I'm not doing Dookie stories.
No, it's not a like. It just. One day I left in 8th grade. I came home before my mom, and my whole apartment was flooded. Like the entire apartment from one toilet.
Oh God!
So I can't leave the apartment before I check on the toilet.
Oh, God.
It's a duty story.
All the way up to the doorway.
He pokes his turds with a fucking pencil. That's what he does.
Why?
Oh my God!
He can't stop himself. Lewis, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? My OCD is that I'm always afraid I'm going to throw something out in the trash. So what I do is I'll get a trash bag. I'll get an empty trash bag, dump all that stuff into the new trash bag so I can look to see if I didn't throw anything out, and then turn that old bag inside out just to make sure. Like, I'm always scared I'm going to throw out papers or something that I need.
That is fucking bananas. Seriously, man. I will never think of you the same way again. Having a separate trash bag to filter your trash. Seasick writes this. Why does Ron still ask Pepper questions when he knows the answer is always going to be, uh-huh?
What's that supposed to be?
That's true. Hey, Hannah. Hannah, what's up, darling?
Oh, hey, how are you?
Cool in the gang.
Cool. I have a lot of weird OCD things, but one of my weird ones is that if I'm at the store and I'm buying deodorant or toothpaste or whatever, I have to take the one from the back. I can't take the ones up front because in my brain I feel like they've been, touched too much.
Do you go in deep for the bread?
What was that?
Do you go inside the bread as far as you can? That was an old George Carlin bit where you don't take the outside bread, you put your hand in.
That doesn't matter.
Slices.
It's only like stuff at CVS or sometimes with clothes, if it looks like somebody's tried on those clothes, I don't want to touch them.
This is a very inconvenient.
No, yeah, all OCDs are inconvenient, I believe. That's a really good point. Like, they don't make life faster or more efficient.
Now, Jessica tweeted to me, she has my same affliction, and said, not only do I worry about my straightener, but my mom lives down the street, and I also check on hers.
Danny, Utah.
Hey, Ronnie B. Fez is back. I swear to God, when Gail was telling that story, the first thing I thought about was Fez.
Yeah, Fez has a ton of these. Well, I say a ton, just 10. He has to keep his OCDs at 10.
Everything in 10s.
I hope I'm, just fucking agrees with everything.
It's 10,
but I hope I was right about that 10 thing. Tom, Illinois. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, buddies.
Hey.
My wife, whenever we sit down in the car or whenever we're at home, she has to have the volume on the TV or the radio on an even number. And it drives me crazy, and she checks constantly.
Well, she doesn't want her mom to die. So keep it on an even number. Because that's what all these things come back to. That somehow you're bringing bad luck in.
Yeah, there was, what were those MTV, documentary shows that they used to do?
True Life.
Yeah, True Life. And it was like, True Life, I have OCD. And it was like this girl who would just she would have to blink and turn back and wave at herself in the mirror and flash the lights on and off and all
Hey, he's back!
Yay!
Come on in, buddy. Disco Dan, out of the hospital now?
That's right. Yeah, I'm out.
What was the matter with you?
I got really bad, so it ended up being really bad food poisoning and then an infection in my stomach.
But you know the good side?
What is it?
You've lost a ton of weight.
Right? No, right.
Yeah, you look
over
great.
10 pounds.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, in 4 days, so I didn't even have to do anything.
You should do this once a month.
I was going to say, just raw meat diet.
What did you eat, do you know?
It was something in Chinatown, not to be, discriminatory, but...
First of all, that's fucking ridiculous.
Why?
You eat in Chinatown.
Why is that ridiculous?
You might as well just go out to a dumpster and fucking dive into it and start eating food.
It wasn't even a great meal.
Of course, it was in Chinatown. It was $1. That's why you ate there.
That's right.
I don't know who the stars are walking by, but they're videotaping themselves. So how long were you in the hospital?
It was a Saturday to Tuesday night.
Wow, man. That's a long time.
Serious.
Yeah. And it was unrelated to Thanksgiving, and I did have to have I got to have a normal Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
And then day after, got bad.
You were still hungry, still eating fucking Chinatown food. Well, I'm glad you're okay. What hospital were you in?
Englewood in New Jersey.
Yeah. I was when I heard you were in, I'll go see you. As long as he's in the Upper East Side. But I'm not crossing a fucking river to see somebody who eats in Chinatown. Let's face it. It's not like you got a respectable disease. You fucking caused this.
It was my fault.
It's like if somebody's with a hooker and they're like, I get an STD. How the fuck did this happen?
But
you're like, you're fucking raw dogging it with a hooker.
Why me?
I had a crazy experience in there. Can I share it with you?
Are you kidding? We'd love to hear it.
Well, so I get back from the colonoscopy.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on!
Check your
And then my roommate, who's in there for some sort of alcohol withdrawal pancreatic issue.
The same time that you and your roommate are in the hospital together?
Not my roommate, but like the roommate in the hospital.
Okay,
Just this random 45-year-old man.
Yeah.
And he escaped from the hospital.
Yeah.
Because he needed alcohol and cigarettes.
That's Chris Stanley.
That's me. That was me, dude.
Did you escape in a gown, barefoot, in the rain?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
He was carrying his pants.
Yeah, it was.
No, people leave the hospital like that all the time. I fucking don't like to be in the hospital.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not fun. I mean, daytime TV and Jell-O. It's boring.
This was like the beginning of a really bad poem. Daytime TV and Jell-O. Well, we're glad you're okay. Now, we were talking OCDs. You have one?
Yeah, I have a few.
What's your main one? What's the one that drives you nuts?
So at home, I reorganize my bookshelf like twice a day. Like every day.
Wait, what?
It's I have to. I find different ways in my head to organize it, like all the time. So it happens,
like sometimes by author, sometimes by date,
sometimes by subject. Like, oh, here are the comedy ones. Here are like the novels. Here are the it sucks. I do it all the time.
And you're constantly changing it.
Yeah. Oh, here's the hard covers, the soft covers, the books I've read.
Remember that was High Fidelity? That's what all the people who work in those kind of things like to have their own fucking programs. And that's like people that love to work in those kind of stores. And I hate to say this, I don't hate to even bring up this word because it's disgusting to me, but collectors and the way they keep their little fucking collections. They're fucking disgusting. Somebody says to me, oh, I had a toy. I kept it in the fucking plastic. No, that's something a paralyzed kid does. Any other kid plays with his toys. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Like, do you ever, have someone give you something as a kid and be like, now this is, if you keep this in the packaging, it could be a collector's item. I'm like, nope, immediately.
No, why would you?
Then it's not a toy.
Then I'll be an adult with a fucking toy in the package and sell it for $18 more. Who cares? Why not just give me nothing? Give me a fucking savings bond. Nothing could have been more boring. And I had an aunt. I gave you a savings bond. I go like this. I'm looking. I go, I'm never even going to cash it. I never have. You. I have no idea where it is or what it was.
I think you just got to go to the bank and say, "Hey, I'm Ron." And
at what age though? You're like fucking 90.
It takes like 50 years.
Yeah, that's not going to fucking happen. This is forgotten. You gave me a worthless piece of paper.
Mine's for spending, Disco Dan.
You're not part of this anymore, Chris. You're in the other room.
That weird guy,
I can't have 9 mics going at the same time. And you put yourself in the other room, Chris. It's your fault for faking an illness. I should have busted your fucking phone today. Hey, it's Hard Rock Johnny. He's got a standing desk.
Everybody up. I'm on the phone.
What do? You do like fucking deep knee bends when you're in there all day?
Just lunches.
Down, 1, 2.
Someone's trying to meet with you. All right, guys.
Right now, I'm just doing a little quad stretch. Thanks.
That's what he calls when he plays with his nuts.
What?
He calls that his quad.
That's my
Quad. I don't have 4. I got 2.
Oh, that's right. You had the lap band. So anyway, Johnny.
I'd like to first apologize for the closing of a restaurant on your block, but it's going to make way for a shiny, brand new Hard Rock Hotel. How have you forgotten this?
Dude, I'm not going... that sucks. I'm not going to be able to see fucking Times Square anymore.
Wait, is that where it's going to be?
It's where that parking garage is and a little bit down towards. So where the Music Row stores were will be now a music venue. So Music Row will come back to life.
But you've taken Numpang from us.
We'll put a new Nampang right in the hotel just for you.
Are you going to be running this hotel too, Johnny? Is that your thing?
I could only dream, but I don't think so.
Is this making its way for the Times Square Hard Rock Casino?
You cannot gamble in Times Square, unfortunately.
Yet. Now, why don't you just use the hotel above you there in that building? What's up there?
There's just a lot of offices, and they didn't want to make it a hotel. They thought it would be much better as a office building, so that's what they did.
How many rooms you putting there in the Hard Rock?
I want to say it's over 500 is what, according to the press material. It's going to be a big old hotel. Stop staying. It's going to be right next door, and you can sleep there if you'd like.
I don't want to sleep in the Hard Rock, Johnny. I want to have my Numpang every day. There's nowhere to eat in this fucking area.
Well, that's not my fault.
It is. We had Numpang.
All right, so it is my fault. What am I going to tell you?
I mean, Disco Dan had to go to the hospital. He's so upset about it. He's eating down in Chinatown.
Oh, no.
What did you
I'm
eat?
sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
Octopus, raw octopus.
No, it was some sort. It was chicken, but
uncooked.
This is what happened. Yeah, he said that's cold, right? The waiter said, and I said, yeah, I don't care, just whatever. I didn't want to push it. So
was it raw chicken?
It wasn't like raw, but it was like very lightly. It was cold.
Here's what he should have done. Lit it on fire and stuck it up your ass, because that's what ended up happening.
Essentially the same result, yeah.
What are you doing down in Chinatown anyway? You fucking buying opium?
No, my friend was in town. He's like, let's go
Let's go get sick.
Well, he's fine, actually.
There's no place to get sick in Kansas? You ever see Pope of Greenwich Village?
Love.
And they're their guy goes to start eating that stuff on the street, and they're slapping it out of his. Don't fucking eat that. I never forget that. And people are always like, "Oh, I know this. I know this fucking restaurant in Chinatown. There's no menu." I go, "I'm not eating dog. I'm not eating a fucking dog. I'm not going to have a problem with that. Everything is fucking 15 cents. It can't be good for you."
It wasn't the right idea. I might not go back.
To the whole neighborhood?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from those streets.
Do you ever go down there and you're looking at the green grocer down there, and there'll just be fucking some kind of weird vegetables you never saw, and then just a basket of turtles, little turtles.
Yeah.
You're like, are you selling pets? No. That's fucking breakfast right there.
What do you eat?
Well, Johnny, congratulations on the new hotel.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully my OCD won't affect anything at the hotel.
Do you get OCD?
I do. I have a strange one that I any time that I get on an elevator, I have to count the number of holes in the little speaker that you have to talk into if you get stuck.
Wait, what? Wait.
I have no fucking clue. And I live in a building that has an elevator, so every time I get in my elevator at home, I have to count the holes, even though I know that there's 48.
What happens if you don't count?
Nothing at all. Still goes up, still goes down. It's just something I do. I don't know. That's about the only one.
But if you
the worst one I've ever heard.
If you couldn't do that, would you
okay.
freak out? You'd be all right.
I'm okay.
It's just
but
something.
It's really hard. Some of them elevators have those. It's like the circle ones, and try counting in a circle, and you got to count 5 circals. It's very difficult.
No, I don't have to count any. You know what? I can't wait to get on an elevator with you, and I'm just going to stand in front of the speaker.
I'll punch you right in the head. Get out of the way! I got to count.
Don't do it.
Stop blocking my OCD.
That should just be a new game show, fucking with your OCD. Now, where do you think a OCD comes in and a phobia leaves? Like, what's the crossover there?
Let's see. A phobia. I mean, I guess you have to be phobic about the thing you're OCD.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, it has to.
Thank you, man.
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 Come on, we were actually having a conversation. So there is a crossover between OCD.
Because I feel like normally they're fear-based. That you are phobic about something, and this is your way of trying to control that.
I love to hear people's phobias, too. My favorite of all time, this woman tells me that she is afraid of anything that is supposed to be small, but is very, very large. So if there's like one of those statues of like those balloon animals, she'll fucking run away from it.
Like a big boy.
Big boy scares the shit out of her. She fucking drives 2 blocks around not to see the fucking big boy just looming over her.
So the Thanksgiving Day parade would be her worst nightmare.
That is it for her. That's hell. That's like her being buried alive. Oh, I just put my own in. Oh, all right, let me get it on my head.
I know, because if I start to think about that
There's no way to get stuck inside a pipe, so just don't even think about it. Why am I going to be in a pipe? I'm not going to. And I'm sure you're highly phobic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, phobic about a lot of things in my life.
Like what?
Rats. That's one thing.
And why a rat? That's like being afraid of a rabbit.
So I don't mind the subway rats.
Okay,
I don't mind the subway rats. Like those are entertainment that I need to get through my morning. But if I saw one in my home, I'd have to move.
You wouldn't be able to just say, you're talking about a rat, not a mouse. You'd be okay with a mouse.
I wouldn't be okay with the mouse, but the rat is really what I'm
going to
most
tell you, a
afraid
mouse
of.
is like any other pet a person has. It's no different.
I've never got into the rodent fear. I actually really like rodents. I think that they're cute. They look like tiny dogs.
They are tiny dogs. Technically. All right, Jen, do you have a phobia?
It'd probably be that. Rats and mouse,
Thank you.
Mice. It just grosses me out thinking about it.
What about bugs? Are you
not as
bad as? See, because
there's some bugs that are gross. Like
certain bugs can freak me out, but I never have that with rodents. Like if I saw a mouse run across the floor, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, there's a mouse." But if I saw a massive roach walking toward, I would freak out. Hate a roach.
Well, they look like they're wearing armor. Oh yeah, they do.
Like that scuttle, like that, like a big one. You
do
can
the scuttle again. Yeah.
Ew! What is a little chatter?
That's how he calls his roach back in. Vito, you have a phobia?
Yeah, Gail's lipstick on coffee cups.
Oh, shit!
Really freaks me out.
He hates to see lipstick smudged on a coffee cup or
cigarette.
What about on a cigarette?
Anything. And like Jen now, she leaves lipstick all over places.
Okay, we're not just like randomly kissing objects in the
like you are,
office. It's just drink related.
I think it's just like my mom leaving it on cups my whole like childhood, and like anytime like a relative kisses you and left that like splotch on your cheek.
You know what you like? Big man lips, big dry man lips.
They don't leave a mark.
Inside they do. I honestly thought Bette Midler just walked by us. I was so excited for a moment.
There she is.
Yeah. All right, Johnny. Talk to you later, buddy.
Benningtons, have a good weekend. I can't wait for a little GPS on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, Glam Rock. It's all dedicated to the new Hard Rock Hotel. Hard Rock Hotel. Check into a place that's really loud. Peace. Man, that Hard Rock's got a lot of money, don't they?
I know. I mean, they seem to be doing well for themselves.
Yeah. Well, they got Trump's backing.
Do they?
Oh, yeah, they're in with Trump in a big, big way.
Damn.
That's why Johnny always tried to get us to vote for Trump. Hey, Chris in Ohio.
Hey, Benny, how you doing today?
What's up, man?
Yeah, we just had Trump riling everybody up here in Cincinnati last night.
Yeah, it was a big night. He's, I just can't wait till this election is over and he stops campaigning.
He had to come by and say thank you. So.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate it.
But hey, one thing back when you were talking about the savings bonds, I was impatient once and turned one in. You find out how little they actually spent on
Yeah,
it.
it's nothing. Yeah, it's like $1.
$2-3. It looks like 50. You get $2-3 out of it. So,
yeah.
But OCD for me, ice cream container lids. If there's ice cream on the top of the lid, I got to get it cleaned off.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I've never heard anybody say that before.
And also, there are a lot of things that could wind up on a lid, but specific to ice cream. That's strange. I mean, like, you get that with yogurt. Like, there's a lot of things that have that.
Yeah, it's true. I've never even once considered the premise other than licking the top of the lid like a little kid. You're like, yeah, that's the family's lid. Don't lick that. If it's your own personal, sure. Lick away. But don't leave your lipstick all over the ice cream lid.
Lipstick on your ice cream.
Sweating for no reason, huh, big guy? Just fucking sweating away over there.
It's a little hot corner.
Not really. I mean, wherever you are seems to be the hot place. No one else is warm.
Yeah, just wherever Chris and Vito are. It's hot. It's freezing in here.
Not over here. This is the hot corner.
Oh, God. He thinks it's third base now. He thinks it's fucking third base. It's the... Wait, Celebrity Name Game has been canceled after 3 seasons? And what is Celebrity Name Game? Because I don't think I know what it is. No one?
I believe it's a game show with Craig Ferguson.
Oh, the Craig Ferguson get-together. Yeah, that was never any good. Never any good. I just brought up the Bette Midler walking by. Gail, and once again, Chris Stanley does not make the grade. Your own guys don't think that your stuff is good enough, Chris. This is a little boy doing a Bette Midler impression from what movie?
This is from Hocus Pocus, and he is playing the part of Winifred.
And now you're mine. Stop.
Give us some volume, son.
I love in 300 years, right down to the day. Now the witch is back, and there's hell. All of you.
All right, bring it down a little bit. That kid, first of all, he's adorable. Chris, if this was your kid, make you nervous or proud?
I'd be weirded out by it if the kid was just there, just doing the Bette Midler impression.
Vito, nervous or proud?
I'd be pretty proud. That's pretty cute.
Dan?
I wouldn't be happy about it.
No, really? Now, ladies, would you have a problem with this?
I would love this.
Yeah, are you kidding? He's amazing. He's incredible.
I think it's fantastic. Why would you be scared?
I don't think the singing voice is ready to be filmed yet, you know? I think he should have honed a little bit longer.
Look at his dancing, though.
This is amateur.
Is it always surprising when you find out which one of your friends is homophobic? Because I wouldn't have expected it out of Dan. I would have expected it out of Vito.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Now,
I'm surprised.
Were you a weird kid or a normal kid?
Yeah, it was weird. Sure, a little weird.
I was a fucking put on a cowboy suit and act like a cowboy for 12 hours. Put on a sailor suit and act like, Mom, I am out of here. We are shipping out tomorrow. I'm off to Hawaii and then to the Sea of Japan. 4 days leave in Hawaii, back on the battleship. I was out of my mind as a little kid. I lived in a fucking... What I didn't have was what this kid has, where you could watch the thing over and over and do the exact impression.
Yeah, you can see that he knows
A million times he's watched this.
every move. And I, right away when I saw it, I loved it because I was obsessive about this movie and watched it constantly. But what is that thing that little kids have? Like, you don't have that anymore as an adult. But when you're a kid, you're like, this movie is so good, I just want to watch it every day.
Apparently you don't know any of my friends who haven't turned Goodfellas off now for 20-some years. Like, when I go into an Ant show, I know what impressions I'm going to hear because he watches those gangster movies over and over and over. And so do all my friends. I mean, I don't think... well, listen, up to Seinfeld. People watch Seinfeld every single day. Apparently they watch Friends every single day.
But there's something like very, like so specific, like tied into comfort, I guess, for kids, because you know how like every parent, it depends on, you know, they'll be like, okay, we got to put on Dory or whatever for the 100th time because that's the only thing that chills my kid out. It's like they have to watch it.
Yeah,
over
but
and over.
who got him into Dory in the first place? The parent, because he wanted that thing to be like, oh, this is your version of a bar. Okay? You're going to go there, you're going to do this thing over and over, and you're going to feel better about yourself.
Escape from regular life.
It's so funny when, like, you stop drinking, you think there's nothing to do, right? But then that makes you think, wait, why is there something to do by going to a bar? Why is that a thing? You're just sitting on the fucking stool. And you're like, well, I had something to do then.
Yeah.
You're just in a designated area. That's all it is. A designated area where you can do this one thing and no one will bust your balls over it.
Yes, because they're making money off of your addiction. That's the only reason. If they were totally honest with you, they'd be like, I can't believe you're in this bar again. This is fucking embarrassing, dude.
Well, drinking more than any other addiction is kind of interesting because people are judged for not doing it enough and then doing it too much. Like, people will be like, just have a drink. But you wouldn't say that about any other drug. Like, oh, you can have just a little bit. Like, people act that way about people who are
I tell
alcoholics.
people they can have a little bit of pills. I go, just have a couple of pills. But yeah, it's not. See, here's the thing. I like people who have quit drinking. I don't like people who said, I've never had a drink. They fucking disgust me. They're fucking horrific because they never even tried.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's a very strange thing. And people I know who were like that young, where like when everybody else was drinking, they're like, I don't touch this stuff. Later on, they went nuts. And now they're, you know, drinking too much or doing too many drugs because they didn't get it out of their system early enough.
Some people never do. Like Earl never has drank and he's never smoked pot. And he has zero interest. And he says he does. He goes, I don't want to feel out of control. And that is actually a smart thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it disgusts me and it makes me fucking, it makes me repelled by him. Jim Florentine walking by looking like $1 million fucking bucks.
Yes.
You know, you're going to be spending New Year's Eve together.
Nice. That's going to be awesome.
Can't wait to midnight when the ball drops and Florentine and I are standing next to each other. Why don't we break here, Chris? I know you got a lot of live reads today. Dan, I'm so glad that you're back, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate
And you look
it.
great.
Why did you go all the way to Jersey?
I was home in Jersey for Thanksgiving, and then
So you came over to Chinatown.
No. That was the Wednesday. I had the cursed meal.
No, this was your mom's turkey.
Yeah, that sounds like the
No,
Chinatown food was
so.
fun.
Yeah, the Chinatown.
It doesn't add up because no one else got sick in my family.
Yeah. That was the turkey.
To defend the turkey.
By the way, a turkey, you're not even a good cook. You just put it in there for X amount of hours.
Just
and
leave
then
it
you take
alone.
What are you doing? What are you handing me?
Just a live stuff.
Why? It's not commercial yet. Talking to Dan.
Let him talk to Dan, Vito.
Thank you. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
When are you coming out with your new Thank You, Man shirts? Right back, Bennington. It's the Bennington Show. Chris Stanley, we need you to feel better. This Vito's running such a nutty board. He came back with the music so loud in this room that it shook my nervous system to its fucking core.
Jumpy after that.
I know. It was like having a fucking bomb go off
I
in
thought
here.
I got shot. I grabbed my
would never
heart.
even be up that high for any reason.
I was the Bette Midler video was so low. I was just trying to get it up as high as I possibly could.
And so then you thought that was 15 minutes ago. Why not just leave it there?
I forgot.
Forgetting is not the fucking job.
I know.
This fucking thing came back like it was the Tet Offensive, Chris.
Come on, Vito.
Chris's face as he was looking.
Look at my fucking hand right now. I'm just fucking shaking from that.
Oh my god.
We gotta get steady.
I blame this on yourself for eating in Chinatown.
It was disco, not me.
What are you sick with that you're staying in the other room?
It's from that fucking being in the rain. My immune system's fucked. I feel
First
terrible.
of all, they say that you can't get sick from being in the rain. It's like saying I got sick because I took a shower.
Cold rain.
Cold rain is coming down.
Walking around in a soaked army jacket for fucking 2 days fucked me up.
All right, stop with the Travis Bickle bit, dude. We've all fucking seen Taxi Driver.
Oh, you took your little hat off. That was funny. I liked your little hat you were wearing today.
Yeah, put your little hat on.
Yeah, my little hat.
on.
It's so tight to his head. I love it. It's like
One
There it
size
is.
fit all doesn't apply to me.
You ever want to get your fucking Bluto act on? If fucking Popeye comes to Broadway. Yeah, what's up with you today? What's in your brain?
well, did you see that Chris Angel and David Copperfield are in a Twitter war?
Why are they in a Twitter war? Why aren't they just throwing fireballs at each other?
That's what I wish it was. But they're arguing about who is the greatest living magician.
Neither one of you, David Blaine or Penn and Teller.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, David Blaine and Penn and Teller, way beyond the two of them.
Yeah. You know why? Because neither one of those guys think they're magic. They're like, I got a trick. A funny trick.
Oh my god, that Mind Freak show was amazing. It was so ridiculous. It's like that was I remember like pretty early on, like one of the episodes, he had this thing like 100 men can't push me down. Just watch as 100 men try to push me down. We're like, what is he talking about? So then he's standing there and then 100 people lined up, but they're all pushing each other's back. It was like, we didn't even have to test it. We're like, well, everyone's just holding up their own weight. So you just said one person can't push me down.
First of all, Chris Angel, understand this. Grunge is done. Stop. And look, this is like Chris Angel when he walks to someplace. If you're so magic, try to get a fucking walk that isn't a stagger.
Illusions, Michael.
But I will say this. I take him over Copperfield.
You would choose Chris Angel over Copperfield?
And if I had to sit through one of their shows, I can't watch the fucking David Copperfield, you know, it's a fucking glowing thing that he's moving around. Stop it.
That's mostly what his are, right? Like those really big, over the top.
He's the big, I just made a plane disappear. Okay. I'd rather see a fucking, you know who I used to like? Harry Anderson. When he was just doing those fucking card tricks.
Loved Harry. Whenever a Harry Anderson episode of Cheers was the best thing in the world.
They were great.
They were so, I was like, oh man, Harry's on. This is going to be a good episode.
And he used to just do stuff so he could win a free drink.
Yeah.
I do always like a card trick. Like if somebody has just a simple card trick, those are usually my favorite. But one time I was going in to get something notarized, and the notary was like, you know, I'm actually a magician as well, and did this like insane card trick that involved also me like writing down the card I had and then writing down someone's name and all this stuff. And then like everything that I had written down, like I watched him tear it up, and then a cup that had been sitting next to me with just like pens in it and stuff. And I pull it out and he had written everything, but it was like he was on the other side of the room. I have no idea how he did it. I don't know how he knew the card.
Was it your handwriting? Was it you or something else?
No, it was his writing. He had written all the things I had written, and he had showed me everything before it was so weird. I have no idea how he did it.
I'm
because
not
he
even
shows me
understanding how it's set up.
Yeah, so he shows me that he's writing. He puts the paper in the cup. It's across the room. He can't get to it. Then he does the card trick. Then he tells me to write down my card, write down someone's name, and then like one other thing. And then he's like, open this thing. Had I been sitting next to you the whole time? And I thought about it for days. Like, okay, so at some point he switched the paper there. Like he never wrote anything. He was just faking like he was writing something. He was waiting for me to get all those things. But then how did he get it in there if I was watching him the entire time?
It might have been actual magic. He might have done it with actual magic.
The sorcerer.
He is a magical notary.
No, I watched see, here's the thing, the David Blaine thing. Did you watch that was on last week or so?
That was awesome.
He keeps fucking fish in his stomach so he can cough them up anytime he wants.
And then he's just puking up
I don't
frogs
think
and
that's
stuff.
a magic trick. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
No, that is a freak show situation.
And in the meantime, Dan can't have a piece of squid down in fucking Chinatown without shitting for 7 days and then calling a guy who sleeps next to him his roommate.
It's so confusing. He's like, my roommate busted out.
We're like, what are you talking about?
How?
He thought that we would care about a fucking alcoholic who wanted to go get a drink. Yes, that's what they do.
Interesting story, eh?
That's what alcoholics do.
They love booze.
That booze hound can't put his booze down.
Yeah, Blaine also keeps like kerosene in that, I guess, the stomach. I don't know. Apparently, he's trained to keep it like some pouch inside of himself.
What are you talking about?
Like he's figured out.
Seriously, how did you feel like this was an addition?
What is it that you want to say?
He's trained himself to like make his esophagus fucking hold shit, but he's still
yes, we know. We just brought it up with the squid. Oh, and he could put a Tic Tac there, cough it up.
Yes, anything you'd like to puke up.
See, I think they said that Houdini used to do that with keys. So he'd be locked in a jail. He would cough up this thing that would help him unlock the jail. And they couldn't fucking figure it out. No one would think, oh, he's hiding that in his esophagus. Fucking like an animal would.
Obviously.
So weird.
But that's not magic. That's just, control over his own body. Just like in the last special when he started putting a ice pick through his hand. Remember that?
That's an illusion. You dummy.
No, he's actually putting it through his hand.
Dummy, stop it.
No, come on.
What's the fucking point of being a magician if you're going to maim yourself? You'd be better off with mindfuck. That's your guy.
Mindfuck!
Chris Angel. You just got mindfucked. We had him on the show many, many years ago at NEW, and it was the old Hard Rock. The Hard Rock used to be the WWF, and then you would just go down there, and he would be hanging from hooks. It was just his skin. And you're just like, that's a dumb fucking trick, dude. That's not a fucking good trick at all.
That's a fetish.
Exactly.
That's not so much a trick.
Hey, did we get that tweet so I can, that thing that I wanted to show, I told you today that I wanted to show Vito?
I'll grab that.
Yeah. The Kevin James. Let me know. Bob, Baltimore.
Hey, Benningtons.
Hey.
Hey, I'm just calling to tell you I'm really glad that you're part of my day. And I enjoy the show, enjoy listening to it, and I appreciate you guys. That's all I got.
That's a very nice thing.
Thanks.
It seems like Christmas is starting early here.
That's really sweet.
That's very nice of you, Bob.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, you guys.
Still going to root against the Ravens, but that's a very nice thing to say.
I love Bob.
I like Bob. I just wish he would pick a new team for himself. His Ravens. You're putting a lot of chapstick on today.
Yeah.
Huh?
My lips are dry.
My lips are dry.
It's the cold weather.
Did you find it, Chris?
I just found it. I'm going to send it over.
Yeah. The Kevin James trailer.
Yeah, I'll send it to Vito.
No, why would you send it to Vito? You put it on Twitter.
I'll send it to you.
Why are you sending it to me? Put it on fucking Twitter. God, I mean, I don't want to bust balls every day, but this is the worst producing team I've ever fucking seen in my life. Normally in radio, the producers get things for you and they set you up. They don't ask you questions during the show, or they're not blasting music as fucking loud as they can.
That was terrifying. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little shaken up.
All right, so, and I'm going to show this to you, Vito, because we had a conversation about this on the air before. All right, go ahead and hit it.
Time to get up.
So this is the new Kevin Can Wait.
Yeah.
Kids are up.
It's America's number one new comedy. Everybody loves it.
One and only Billy Joel.
Vito swore to us that Kevin James was just going ape shit at a Billy Joel show with every member of his cast with him.
And no one else. No wives or girlfriends or friends, just the cast.
I thought it was like a staff outing. Like we've had staff outings, like in Montreal,
And then
it's just us.
Billy lets you sing the song.
They're both Long Island boys. I thought he was like, hey, man, Long Island's own Kevin James is front row. Let's get in on this, buddy.
Long Island's own Kevin James asked me if I'd be in his show, and I'm definitely going to do it.
And what celebrity goes front row at a concert? They're in a fucking box, like with all the amenities.
That's false.
What amenities are in the box?
I'm gonna get your own bathroom. You get some drinks. You get some food, some finger foods. They're not front row in the pit. They ain't in the
would
pit.
you rather, you go to see Billy Joel, would you rather front row tickets or up in the box in fucking Madison Square Garden, which, by the way, are the highest boxes in fucking business?
I'm just the regular Joe. I want to be up front, but I'm going to say celebrities prefer
What
to
makes
be.
you think that you're different than Kevin James, then? Kevin James is a regular guy. He just got a fucking TV show.
Yeah, but Kevin James is up front at the Billy Joel concert with regular people, and they're going to freak out. It's like, oh, it's Kevin James. Kevin James. It might bother him during the show.
Dude, you freak out if you're sitting next to Kevin James?
I'd be like, oh, shit, there's Kevin James. I wouldn't freak out, but I'm seeing some people might just lose their shit and be like, holy shit, Kevin James at the Billy Joel
In
concert.
New York City, they're going to lose their shit.
And
You
like
walk in-
beyond that moment,
Yeah.
beyond just going, oh shit, there's Kevin. Like, what do you mean lose their shit? Like, how far are they taking this? The entire concert, they're like, dear God, he's still here.
I can't fucking
believe it. I can't even concentrate on
amazing.
Well, Vito, you've been punked.
I think he just used his connections to go see a Billy Joel concert.
Wait a minute, you're saying that,
Wait.
and we're just showing
We
you
just
what's
showed
on
you you're wrong.
fucking
Just
TV.
admit you're wrong.
No, I think he wanted to go to the concert, so he called up.
Dude, you stop. Don't fucking go past the point where you've been proven wrong. That's fucking crazy.
Accept that you've been wrong this whole time, and we move on.
Or I might force the book writers on the show to say, I had a great idea. You know, they're both Long Island guys, and Billy does a show once a month.
Kevin already has the tickets.
Did you know that the other Long Island guy, Seinfeld, has fucking lifted this idea?
What's
and
that?
He's at the Beacon once a month, forever.
Really?
Yeah.
So they like a residency, I guess.
They love being able to know that they're close to Long Island, no matter what comes up.
You have to be in the vicinity of the Hamptons at all
But
times.
no one thinks of this at all before, and now everybody gets to do it.
Yeah.
It kind of bothers me a little bit, if I'm going to be totally honest.
Where's your hat going, Chris? It's getting farther from
Where's your hat, son?
Where's your hat?
Where's your hat at? Hey, our friend Sharon Doherty's on the phone for us. Hey, Sharon, what's up?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, darling.
My app's finally working again, so nice to hear you live.
Good.
Just the first hour.
Good. More like ape. That's what I say.
Yeah. And listen, I was calling, I don't know how late I am, but talking about magicians, I had this awesome experience with Harry Anderson back in the 80s before he got Night Court when he was walking around doing the whole, it's a trick bit,
Yeah.
you know, all his magic. And we used to go to the Comedy Factory outlet in Philly. And I guess, like, that was when, like, Clay Heary was running it. And we used to go every Saturday. So I guess he must have pointed out to Harry that I'd be a good, logical person to pull up on stage.
Real rube you are, fish.
You know, I'd go along with him, right? Like you get that moment where everybody's looking at you. Because his whole bit was he did a thing like what Gail was talking about, where he had to pick a card, and then he took it, and he folded it up, and he put it in his pocket. And then what happened was he pulled out an unopened pack of cigarettes and unwrapped the package, pulled out this little folded-up card, and said, "Is this your card?" And the whole time he's prompting me off to the side of what I'm supposed to say. And it was this moment of, are you a jerk? Or are you going to go along with the crowd and have fun? So I went along with it and said, yeah, it was my card.
So he really didn't even do it.
He had it written on his thumbnail, like in Sharpie. And as he was fanning out the stuff out of the package, it was like, 3 of clubs or whatever it was. And he's like, what's your card? And I'm like, I think it was the 3 of clubs. And he pulls it out of the pack and the crowd goes nuts.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God.
Damn.
But the fucking thing did not know that you wouldn't said, hey, this bastard has it on his thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen.
It probably could have gone either way because, when he used to do this thing where he looked like he stuck the giant needle in his arm.
The first time I saw that, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. He shoved the needle.
He showed me doing that. Yeah, it was like crazy glue, and he was just pumping the thing at the end.
Another
Yeah. Go ahead.
Another magician showed me that. He acts like I got to put some alcohol on there, but it's really like this plastic that kind of forms very quickly, and then he shoves the needle through that.
Okay.
Instead of his arm.
Right.
But I never would have guessed it in a million years. Never. But here's the thing about Harry Anderson, because he was really fun, and he was much like we're talking about with Penn and Teller, but because he had a hit TV show, he never needed to do it anymore. So it cost us this, you know what I mean? It's why you don't wish success for people.
Right.
Because they'll be taken away from you. Hope that people have to work like a regular person. Thanks, Sharon.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying thanks so much for calling. Make sure GPS tomorrow. It's got all your favorite glam guys in it. Talk to you later. She's fun, man.
She's sweet. Have you had that experience before where you were like picked out of an audience for something big?
Dude, back in the 80s, before, they got gigantic, Penn and Teller were doing the off-stage, off-Broadway type black box theater. Must have been, 60, 70 people. And then we went there. It was me, your mom, and my sister. And fucking Penn is like, all right, we're going to need somebody from the audience. And I literally shut my eyes and go, please don't pick my sister. Please don't. Because my sister's fucking flat out crazy. And he picks her. And it goes up there. And it was just, it was a million. It was like a fucking nightmare for me, the things that she was saying and doing on stage. And quite frankly, not being able to, my biggest fear, not being able to follow simple stage direction. Where he was physically trying to move her into areas.
Oh my God.
It was really, really funny after the fact, but why it was happening, I know what it's like. You know what I mean?
I think it's funny because usually people will like just be like, please don't pick me. But you were like, please don't pick the person I'm with. I was not picked for a magic trick, but I was picked for this guy who was like a juggler. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. I was
and it ended up being so much more than what I bargained for. It was so insane. So this guy was juggling in the middle of Central Park. Mm-hmm. And that was a big crowd that he was there because we were all sitting on those steps.
It's like hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah, a couple hundred. Yeah. So he says, all right, so I'm going to need someone from the audience. And I had already felt like he had looked at me once or twice before that.
Just summing you up?
Yeah, I think he was just figuring out, looking at the crowd. And I was kind of farther back, but I still was like, he's going to come up here. I know he's coming up here. He beelined to me, and I'm just like the kind of person, I didn't want to do it, but I would feel worse to be like a poor sport about something.
Right.
I don't want to look like I'm not game, so I say yes. So he goes up, he's got this dumb little gimmick, and we were messing with the pins and whatever. And he's like, all right, so now you stand here, you put your arms out like this, and don't turn around. And I hear everyone going, oh my God, and I don't know what he's doing. And he comes up between my legs and picks me up on his shoulders, and then he gets on top of a massive unicycle. A massive one.
What? She is not kidding, at the time, 12 feet off the fucking ground.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm going, this is so messed up to do to someone. And I'm just sitting there like, I am going to keep a smile on my face. This is fucking crazy. And everyone's like, yay, it's amazing. And I'm like, this is so fucked up. And I didn't even want to do it when I just thought it was going to be a dumb juggling trick.
And I said to Gail's mom, I go, can we sue the parks department, or each one of these guys an independent contractor? But you can still, sue the city for fucking giving a license to this guy who's driving around with a little kid on top of this giant fucking unicycle.
It was insane. It was so crazy. I mean, I was ridiculously high off the ground. And then you're also, like, you feel like you have to balance. I mean, you can't be, like, moving. So I'm just, like, so tense, just trying not to fall. That was crazy. That was more than somebody should have to bargain for.
Well, you know what? It's all part of the fun. You know what I mean? Summer in the park. You got to enjoy yourself. Life's short. Johnny in Queens.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Hey.
A couple of weeks ago, I heard Kevin James on one of the talk shows. He said he was at a Billy Joel concert at the Garden, and Billy Joel had him on stage, started playing Miami 2017. Like, they were goofing around. Then he pushed him away from the piano. So I wonder if they shot for that show for a show.
Yeah, it was all for his show. You go in and watch it. Monday night, it's America's favorite new comedy. Kevin Can Wait. I mean, he's a retired cop in fucking Long Island. I mean, it's so much fun. His brother's in the show with him. His buddies that he grew up with. His life was a good life.
Seems nice. He's got that pension.
Oh, no, I meant the real Kevin James. But yeah, it would be nice to have a pension at age, 48, 49? You're like, fuck. What do you get, like half? Half your pay?
Yeah, half. I think it also depends on, like, your highest earning year. So, like, you could just bang out a bunch of OT, get that pension.
I don't think OT is considered part of what the fucking pension thing is. They're going to give you base salary on that.
I heard OT gets thrown in there.
I doubt that. That seems fucking crazy. Why would the fucking city go out of their way to spend more money? First of all, where else are these guys going to get a job besides the one they had? I left here the other day and they had cops. They keep a bunch of cops now, like a couple blocks away from Trump, in case they have to go running over there. I mean, there's like 40 or 50 of them. They were just fucking standing around. And then one cop, young guy, he looked like Louis J. Gomez, was just fucking holding court. And I see him, and he's telling his story, and I see him minding a headlock, and then his knee. I'm like, oh, he's telling when he beat some fucking kid up. He's just like, look what I did to him. All the other cops, they're not laughing at me. They're just sitting around like, yeah. Totally. Sometimes you do have to put people in a headlock. Sometimes you do have to put your knee into them. There's nothing you do about it. We're cops. I don't think I would like to be a cop for the single reason is I don't want to be told where I'm going all the time. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden we're driving along, we're having a conversation. Then you're told you got to go somewhere else, like 10 blocks away.
Cross town?
Yeah, you got to do something. Someone's fighting with their wife. And you're like, is this really worthy of our talents?
I don't like the fact of you have to go through, like, police academy. That seems like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, any kind of thing. I mean, boot camp.
Yeah.
Any kind of training, college. It's all a pain in the ass, right?
I always feel bad because they can't sit on the subway. They're not allowed to sit. Cops. They can't take a seat. They stand right by the door every time. I've never seen a cop sit on the subway.
Probably because that would make it look like, look at these fucking cops. They sit around on the subway all day.
Yeah, and I guess like if you need to be like up and like something happens, you need to run. Like you don't want to be like drifting off on the subway.
Here's the thing with me. When I get in a fucking thing, I go, what is he doing on this fucking car? Is there a fucking problem here? I feel like there's something, he's there for a reason. Not just riding around looking at stuff. I feel like there's somebody else on the car that he's going to have a fucking shootout at in a minute.
Are cops not allowed to smoke either?
No, cops used to smoke all the time.
Yeah, but they don't anymore,
well,
right?
People just don't smoke anymore.
Yeah, maybe a couple of them vape.
I mean, they can't smoke in the car, probably.
He's seen a couple of them vape, but I've never seen it. Or I haven't seen it since I was a kid, at least. Like, it seemed like cops were smokers.
Yeah, they used to, but like everybody was a smoker. Like you watch an old fucking TV show And someone would just, no one ever even said, mind if I smoke? They would just start smoking.
Light up.
I love that in movies, like in old movies, that you'll walk into someone else's office and then light a cigarette. People would be like, what the fuck?
Doctors used to smoke. Doctors used to say, all right, take your clothes off. Or have your cigarette. I remember when people started to say this, you fucking believe this building? They won't let you smoke on an elevator. That's how fucking, and that wasn't a million years ago. That was the 80s. But they're saying, now you can't smoke in the fucking elevator. What am I supposed to do? Put my cigarette out?
I smoked in an elevator once in New Orleans. It was amazing.
No one. This is the other thing about the 80s. At no time in the 80s did anyone act like they were blowing smoke out of their face.
That didn't happen then?
Huh?
That didn't happen then?
No. Nobody was bothered by smoke.
When I was a smoker, that was like, nothing could make me snap more than watching somebody fucking walk by me and go, and like wave in front of their.
Because you know what it's.
Stop. We're outside.
You know what it's like to feel like you're a minority or something, you know? Where they're
Second class
like, we don't
citizens.
like your type
Yeah.
around here.
And then they'll like mutter something under their breath, or even say it loud enough so that you hear it. It's like, goddamn smokers as they're walking away. They're not saying it to you.
And I just go like this, cunts. I was watching this Shandling thing that he did with David Steinberg, and he said once he muttered cunt under his breath during a show and never got the audience back. Remember I told you guys like that was always the biggest, that was just the clock stopping word, and people look at me like I'm making it up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all you. Yeah. Vito, when you're not blasting music, you act like I'm making stuff up. But that used to be the word that you couldn't say. And he said it was like the N word is now. So I asked women if they said it to each other. And they said, yeah, we do. But now anybody can say it anywhere.
Yeah. I think it might be just because it's a little more global. I feel like hearing British people say it, the way they use it, it's no big deal. It's like fuck there.
Yeah.
It's like, it's still it would be considered a curse word, but it's like, it's not the worst of the worst thing you could say.
But this is the weird thing. Me and your and mom split an Uber today because she was heading out, and we get picked up by this Egyptian Muslim. He tells us, but he's American, really, right? He's talking, and he's from Astoria.
Nice.
And it's fuck the whole way in. He never shut his fucking mouth. His kid's having a lot of fucking problems. His baby, right? So he starts showing us fucking pictures on the phone. What? Baby's beautiful. Had a little feeding tube, but then would be wearing a suit. I mean, really adorable. But the whole time he's like, I said to the fucking doctor, I go, look, motherfucker, I'm not fucking playing games with you. He doesn't know us from Adam.
Right.
He doesn't fucking know us. And when he said his story, I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah.
A-Town.
And then the whole time he goes like this. I said to the doctor, look, I'm fucking Egyptian. If my wife's in trouble, I'm going to fucking be in there. She's having a fucking C-section. I'm going to be there the whole fucking time. Now, this is the funny thing about me. I work on the radio. I talk for a living. I don't say a fucking word to this kid the whole way in. I got no fucking time for it. I feel like it's a waste of my time and talent to sit there and be in this madness thing that's not being recorded. If it was for the show, it would have been perfect. But I'm not going to do it. I think it's the whole, like, hookers don't want to give their boyfriend a blowjob. Sure. Like, really? Now? Remember Seinfeld? And I should bring this up with Marcus. Seinfeld did that thing. He was dating a massage therapist, but she would never give him a massage.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about conversations. We get any closer with Marcus's game against Travis?
We're working out dates.
Is it going to be during our show or their show?
We're working out the date first, and we'll figure out during which show.
How would that work out if you could figure out dates first? It doesn't make sense. What you're saying to me, Chris, doesn't make sense.
Everything's going to make sense very soon.
First of all, you're not going to give me a fucking date and then expect me to promote it. I would be the person to check with dates with. Now, who are you checking with? Both of them?
I'm just checking with everyone.
Oh, my God. If Vito had the slightest ability to produce, you'd be in giant trouble. You made the smartest fucking move of your life picking Vito. That was fucking brilliant. He's your Mike Pence right now. Like, any of us who don't think much of Trump don't want Mike Pence in there. By the way, what I'm hearing, Mike Pence is running everything. Mike
yeah.
Pence is the guy who did that fucking deal in Indiana, where we're all supposed to be happy that they paid a company not to leave. They gave them millions and millions of dollars not to leave. That's a fucking good thing.
You know what I think is really strange? I don't remember this being the case in past elections, and I could be wrong about it, but the continuation of hearing in the media people referred to as Trump supporters, it's kind of interesting.
It hasn't. The election hasn't stopped.
That's what
it's
it feels
very
like.
fucking strange.
It's
You're very right when you say that.
And then people will be like, earlier today, a Trump supporter. I'm like, yeah, but
you're not a Trump supporter. You're American now.
Yeah, like now there are no. It's just you're just who you are. But it feels like it's still going on. It's really weird because I don't remember anyone being like, yesterday an Obama supporter did that. Or I don't remember
The
that.
media
for any
and
other...
Trump, you have to understand, they got into this pissing match that hasn't stopped. I mean, he's the president-elect, and he's still saying lying media. You're like, the election is over. What are you doing fighting with the media? What are you doing bringing up Hillary's name? What are you doing bringing up this stuff like it? But it goes on like it hasn't changed.
It's bizarre. I don't remember any other election even close to that where it just felt like it never ended.
It's because I think it has to do with social media too. Like he puts out stuff. I think he's going to be the first president to use the word libtard. I really believe it.
First of many.
Yeah. Yeah. These social justice warriors. And then he says to the fucking crowd last night, I think you agree with me. Anybody that burns a flag, something ought to happen to him. And I'm like, you don't have to battle for these weird moments. You're the president. Why don't you fucking put up something against flag burning and then have the Supreme Court slap it back in your fucking face because they already put that up. But I don't know what you want us to do with. I mean, seriously, out of all the problems in the country, flag burning.
Yeah, what's his sudden obsession with it?
Because everybody will agree on it. You know what I mean? For the same reason that you could say support the troops, because everybody agrees, and you could act like you came up with something profound by saying support the troop.
But I can't imagine that bothering me. Like it doesn't bother me to see people I agree or strongly disagree with.
I was at an anti-war protest once, and these fucking monkeys lit a fucking flag on fire, and it bothered me. It doesn't bother me when I see it on TV, but when I was standing there and knowing that there was 500,000 fucking people walking down the street, and wanted to fucking stop the troops from going to this fucking war that's been going on for 15 years, and now both candidates agree with shit, that I didn't want the fucking thing to become about flag burning. Yeah, it was on my fucking nerves. I felt like knocking one of them out.
I will agree, though, if you're in a protest situation and somebody makes a negative turn like that, I do hate that because then it affects everyone around. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody just pushes it too far.
I told you about Kaepernick. Who has he fucking helped or hurt, right? Since he's done that.
Mm-hmm.
He's hurt the point of view that he tried to make, and he's helped the other fucking side. Because they can bring up Colin Kaepernick on a fucking daily basis, and that ends any fucking debate that goes on. Because it's all about this fucking idiot kneeling down. Does he have a right to do it? Yeah. Is he helping any cause? Absolutely not. He's a fucking moron. And he doesn't fucking stop it. And he gets fucking stopped at the fucking 6-inch line when he could have scored his 4th fucking TD. Dive, motherfucker. Dive through them. Jeffrey Goering is on our phone today. Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, Ron. How are you, man?
Good. I'm just ranting and raving and going through life. You know, I'm trying to fix the world, Jeffrey. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, that's the way to do it on the radio, man.
It really does work that way.
Yeah, it feels like it. It's a powerful medium. Very powerful medium.
Fezzi said that you got picked out of the crowd by Coco Beware, but is that true, or were you picked beforehand?
No, I was picked by, gosh, what was his name? George the Animal Steel?
Yeah.
Backstage.
But, yeah, because we'd already been doing the backstage gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. A high point of life, though.
Yeah.
Where was this? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, this is wrestling talk, Jeffrey, and she got into a ring when she was a little girl and then acted like she was a bird doing a bird dance.
Doing the bird.
Like Coco Beware was dancing with his bird.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This is
So
like
you've
one of my
always
favorite.
you've always been doing things kind of out of the box.
Yeah, well, I guess that was the beginning.
Yeah, that was I've always stayed in the box with the stuff that I do.
Come on out of the box.
No, it's a refrigerator
outside,
box.
yeah.
There's so much room in this refrigerator box. So, Jeffrey, you got a big gig coming up, huh?
Yeah, it's exciting, man. I'm opening up tonight for Dustin Diamond, Screech from Save the Bell.
He saved the bell. This
Love
guy.
that show, Save the Bell.
Yeah, pardon me?
Now, how did he save the bell?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I was not a fan of that show. I'm not really familiar with it. But I'm sure you know every piece of dialogue from it.
What did he save it from?
No, it was a children's show. Well, I believe they were on a ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ship was going down. They had the big bell. They always have a bell.
Yeah.
And that went into the water. And it was always to start everything. And they would yell, save the bell. But I don't know whether Dustin Diamond, and I wonder if that's his real name, Dustin Diamond, because it's a great show business name.
It is.
I don't know whether he saved the bell or was just friends with the guy who saved the bell.
Like, is he the savior of the bell?
Where are you guys doing this show at tonight?
We're doing it at this new club up in Yonkers called Ha. It's a beautiful club. I went up there to check it out recently. And, there were some delays in it opening. It was supposed to open a while ago. But it's in the Ridge Hill shopping mall, this beautiful mall. I went up there. It's like out of the future, man. It looks really amazing.
Wow,
and it's
what
a
is
great
so
club.
futuristic about it?
I don't know, just the way it looks. There's the lights and all. It's like it just gave me that feeling driving through it, that it was like very futuristic. I can't even describe it, but it was very interesting.
All of the salespeople are actually Westworld robots. That's what makes it futuristic.
I wouldn't be surprised. It was. I saw it from my car. I wasn't actually going into the stores. I was driving through it looking for the club, and I was just amazed by what I saw. And also, I think because there wasn't much traffic there at night, so it felt like I was in this really weird place by myself.
Would you please pull it up? I want to see this place. The name of the mall again?
The Ridge Hill Mall in Yonkers, like on the Thruway. It's like exit 6A.
Oh, yeah, I know 6A.
Love 6A.
Yeah, it's where that big shopping center. It's on the other side, where Costco is, and what's that big food place that everybody goes to?
The food court.
Pardon me?
Cheesecake Factory.
Foodsies.
No, I'm losing my facility for the language. That ever happen to you? You speak English, but sometimes you can't grasp any words.
Right.
It's like fucking ridiculous.
Now, are you opening or closing this show?
I'm opening. Yeah, he's headlining, and I'm opening for him.
Now, he was in jail not that long ago for stabbing somebody.
Yeah, but I heard that the story was that he said that he was protecting his girlfriend, that his girlfriend got punched in the face, and that he went to protect her, and a guy grabbed him around the throat, and he had a knife, and when the guy grabbed him around the throat, he cut his own arm. And they said that he stabbed the guy, but he didn't. He just had his knife out because his girlfriend was getting beaten up.
Dude, open with this. This would be fucking
And
great.
it clears everything up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Makes it okay to laugh
that would be great
again.
for me to do. Yeah, perfect.
If you bring him up,
time meeting the guy.
Let's bring up the cutting comedy of Mr. Dustin Diamond. So he was Screech on that show.
Yeah, exactly. And he'd been on the show for a long time, and a lot of people seem to know him. And it'll be exciting for me,
Well, I'm happy for you. How much time you doing, Jeffrey?
About 20. Opening up, and we're doing two shows, one at 8:30 and one at 10:30. So, and then I'll have a chance to do a story about him for the Interrobang. We'll find out the real details.
The real details of what happened.
Yes, exactly.
Dude,
yeah, because there's stories about him doing a porno tape, too, that I haven't researched that yet. But I'll be able to hang out and find out. Hopefully I'll find all that out tonight.
I know all the other people in the show, they don't like him anymore because of things that he said. And I think he did an apology.
He said he never said those things either. He said that a book was written and he had very little to do with it. He did one interview, and then in a short time, they came out with the book, never fact-checked with him. He said, and a lot of those people are really angry at him, and he apologized because he said he never said those things. So
now, you guys going to go over to Stu Leonard's before the...
That's the place. That's what I was thinking of, Stu Leonard's.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that place amazing?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, it's out of this world.
And while you're shopping, they serve you different kinds of food. You can go and taste different things.
Right. I mean, I don't think you've, like, they'll have, like, some cheese on the end of a toothpick. It's really good, too.
And they have that new drug thing there where you can go and try different drugs.
Yeah. I tried the ecstasy.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
It was,
they mix
but then
it
the next
with something.
day
It's
I
not-
regretted it.
Well, it's not just pure ecstasy.
Yeah.
They mix it with something. It's like a little, like a dip, a vegetable dip. Amazing. Chris, you got to check that out someday.
Someday, Jeffrey.
When you have the time.
You're still sober even during this season, huh?
9 months, I think.
No drinking?
No drinking, no
You could've
smoking
had-
weed, no smoking cigarettes, which I find even crazier.
You could have had a baby in this time.
Ew.
And he probably did.
That is incredible, Chris, that you did all that at the same time.
Not smart.
And white knuckling it. You know what I mean? Just doing it on his own.
On his own?
Yeah.
What a testament to his strength. That is amazing.
He refuses a secret meeting. He won't go into it. He's worried one of his feelings will come up.
Well,
is that what scares you, Chris? Judgment?
Not a big fan of feelings. Don't like the feels.
It's hard to get used to, man, I'll tell you. But you know what? If we have another holiday party this year, we'll be able to test him out.
We definitely want to have because he was there last year, Chris. Maybe you forgot. But he saw you, what most people would call their bottom. You went on for a while.
I got another like a month, 2 months out of that.
The thing is, I still consider that your bottom, and you were just dragging on the bottom. That's all.
Just like an anchor dragging along the floor.
And then Jeffrey had his heart attack right after that.
Right after that. So before I go to the party this year, I'm definitely having my insurance checked, make sure I'm up to date on everything. Yeah, because that was crazy.
Jeffrey was my date to the Sirius XM Christmas party the next night.
Hey, we having one of those this year?
Yeah, actually, I just got the email.
I hope. Yeah, and it was unbelievable that you showed up, Chris, and you looked fine.
Well, I wasn't, Jeffrey.
I know, but
Neither one of you were fine.
No, we were both fucked
testament
up.
to your strength.
All right, so it's Wednesday, December 14th at the Manhattan Center's Grand Ballroom, located at 311 West 34th Street.
Guess
Wednesday,
what?
December 14th, that's the party?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm there.
All right, Jeffrey, plug your gig one more time before I let you go.
Thanks, man. So it's tonight at the Ha Comedy Club in the Ridge Hill Shopping Center in Yonkers, and it's 2 shows, 8:30 and 10:30. Come on out. All our friends from the Bennington Show, come out and say hi. It's going to be great.
All right.
Absolutely great. A lot of fun. Thank
Best
you,
of
guys.
luck, buddy. Bye.
Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Here's the deal. December 14th,
Yeah.
we got something planned that night.
Oh, shit.
And that did come through.
It did.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll have to...
We'll see you in Manhattan Center.
What time is that show? Or what time is our party?
The party's from 6 to 8 p.m.
Oh, you'd be able to go to that. You can go from 6 to 7:30 probably.
All right.
Now, where's it at?
The Manhattan Center's Grand Ballroom.
It's where the Hammerstein is.
Really?
Wow.
And we're going to be in that area.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll go there first.
Yeah, a little pop in.
Little pop in, little pop up.
Couple popovers, hopefully.
Ooh.
Dude, our show that night's going to be amazing, though. Amazing.
It's exciting.
Yeah, a once-in-a-lifetime show. All right, why don't we break here for a second? Right back, Bennington. It's the Bennington Show with you. Coming up, we have an interview, but kind of like a little rock session with Mark Broussard, who's unbelievable soul singer.
He has such an incredible voice. It is such a perfect classic. It's an amazing voice.
His new album is all soul covers, and I've been obsessively listening to it the last couple of days. It's SOS2, Save Our Soul, Soul on a Mission. It's available now on Amazon.com, iTunes, and in store. So we had the chance to talk to him after the show a couple days ago, and we'll play that for you in just a couple moments. But that voice, I'd kill for.
Yeah.
If that was my voice. I'd finally be happy.
he also performs for us, and just being in the room with him, I mean, it's just like so stunning.
Isn't it
It's
the
like
coolest thing about this job?
It's my favorite
is that
thing.
people start performing.
It is my favorite thing when we have a day where somebody comes in, busts out the guitar and starts singing. I love it.
You love it more than if a funny person comes in here and they're way funny?
I guess it's just like it's a whole different beast, Ron.
I want you to plug GPS while I go over and scratch my back against this wall.
Okay. Well, GPS, the London glam scene. Big Bear. He loves to scratch. GPS, the London glam scene of the 1970s. It's happening Saturday, 3 p.m. East on Deep Tracks Channel 27.
Yeah, it's going to kick ass. I'm really, really looking forward to it. By the way, I'm going to get a nail put in a 2x4 and just have Jen stand behind me and just rip through my skin with it. What is this Mariah Carey story? All the kids are talking about. The kids in the 90s are mentioning.
Well, she's on like a weird diet, right, Vito?
Yeah, so she was on E and she was talking about like her crazy diet. She says she only eats 2 things, and that's
cock balls. Now, what is it that she eats?
So she only eats Norwegian salmon and capers. That's it.
I don't believe her. She's a crazy person.
What about cream cheese and a bagel? Let's make a whole meal out of it.
I know.
It's not going to be a diet, Chris.
It's so funny that you brought that up because a minute ago, Kyle had put up you and your drinking, and I was showing her that you were drinking the whole. I didn't even realize that you kept it in the bucket, iced vodka.
Yeah.
But then you're nailing it down with an egg cream, and I couldn't remember the name egg cream. And she's like, "What is he drinking?" I'm like, "It's like chocolate syrup, and it's like a chocolate milk, but with seltzer." And she's going, "Ooh." I'm like, it's actually kind of delicious.
Love an egg cream.
But I don't think it goes with a heavy drunk.
No, I mean, like, look, milk and booze shouldn't be together, despite, the White Russian.
There's no milk in that.
Yeah, that's true. There is no milk in it.
Yeah.
It's seltzer,
syrup, and
what's the third thing?
Seltzer,
what makes
syrup.
it creamy?
Oh wait, there's milk in it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, what makes it creamy?
Yeah, you're right.
That would be your diet, though. Just
egg cream.
Just Chris would be just
Straight
egg
cream.
Well, I don't think could anyone just survive on one food, or how long could they survive on one food?
Well, if you've watched a little film called The Martian, he eats only potato.
That's actually probably not a bad one.
Yeah, because that's
But
going
you
to
don't
help
get the vitamins out of it, right?
Yeah, you're going to get like some vitamins. Look, I don't think eating one of anything, I don't care how healthy it is, would ever be good for you, because you need a nutrient-enriched diet, or you're getting different things.
Well, doesn't Sam just basically eat chicken, no matter what time of the day and night?
Just chicken fingers. That's it. Specifically chicken fingers.
And pizza.
So
right, you went and added it now. You just had them at chicken fingers, and then you added pizza, and now all of a sudden you're like, okay, that's a well-balanced fucking way to live your life. You're a fucking bit killer. I don't think there's like even a vegetable that you could live on. I mean, if you think about it, fish just live on fish. They don't eat anything else but other fish.
Could you, particularly if you were eating different types of fish? But I think still, if you're only going one fish, you're getting too much of the same vitamins.
No, and particularly with what's happened to the oceans now, you're going to get mercury poisoning.
Yeah,
I'll probably just have mercury, would be my one thing. I mean, if someone said you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, I'll say just a birdseed, because it doesn't fucking matter.
No matter what, you're going to end up hating it.
It's going to taste like birdseed to you. What would you pick, though, Gail? You have to pick one food as the rest of your life, and you can't get off of it.
Okay, so this is, of course, saying that I will survive, nutrients and all.
Yeah, you're going to get
and it doesn't matter.
You're going to get a nutrient pack.
Okay, nice. And is this going to be a weight issue? Like, if I pick something that's not that
it's up
healthy?
to you. If you're going to just eat straight ice cream?
Because, honestly, if I had to eat only one thing for the rest of my life, it would be bagels and cream cheese.
Isn't that two things, though?
But a bagel. You're not going to have a dry bagel. Like, if you said to me yours was a grilled cheese sandwich, I would say, oh, sure, fine.
That's two things. All right. You get a bagel and cream cheese.
Thank you.
Chris?
Tuna sandwich.
What's that?
Tuna sandwich. I could eat it every day.
What sandwich?
Tuna sandwich.
I thought you were just saying the sandwich.
I could eat it every day. I mean, I've been eating it fucking multiple times a week for the last fucking 25 years or whatever.
And you make it for yourself. This is the one thing that you make.
Yeah.
What do you put in it?
Just mayo.
Little celery?
No.
Just mayo.
No,
you
no
just
celery.
mix mayo into the tuna.
Do you at least put celery seed?
No.
What?
Now, when you mix the mayo in, right, is that enough mayo for you, or do you also put mayo on the bread?
I put mayo on the bread. I'll just a smear.
Why don't you just smear? Well, by the way, the Jews don't smear mayo. That's the one thing that they don't smear. Vito, you eat nothing but pasta now, right?
The pasta's a big part of my diet. But I couldn't eat one. If I had to go like one specific food, couldn't be pasta because I couldn't eat one type for the rest of my life.
One shape, you mean?
One shape. I couldn't do that. That's a ridiculous thing to ask somebody. But a burrito, I could eat the same burrito every day, and specifically from Chipotle. You can even keep me at
guarantee
Chipotle.
you, if we put you on a 1 week burrito fucking diet, nothing else, you'd be flipping out by day 3, day 4 at the most.
I'll do it next week.
I don't believe you. Everything you say is a lie.
So the only thing you could eat would be the burrito. You think that you would be fine with 1 week burrito diet?
Yeah, I can do that.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I'll wait to eat breakfast till Chipotle opens at 11.
Okay.
What are you getting? A breakfast burrito?
No, just a regular
burrito.
Getting the
Just like
same
a
burrito. I will
steak?
write down one burrito that I'll bring to Chipotle every time I go next week. And I will eat it twice a day. I won't eat a third meal because I usually don't anyway.
And you won't snack.
I won't snack.
Vito,
I don't think you can do it.
I think you're gonna have a snack in there.
No, I won't.
I know you will.
And Chris will
I
rat
think
me
you're
out.
snacking now.
Chris will rat me out if he sees me snack in the office.
I'll give him snacks.
Now, Chris, wouldn't you think like pizza would be an easier way to go than a burrito?
Look, I mean, there's been dark weeks for me where I've had Chipotle like 2 days in a row, and it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I must like looking at the burrito like this is a giant fucking tube of just too much fucking food.
A tube of food.
Get a hold of yourself, man. Enough with the burritos, dude.
Did you ever have a touch to lose, man?
You gotta stop eating all these burritos. All right, Jen, you seem to be the level-headed one here. We've had bagels and cream cheese,
Delicious.
a burrito, and a tuna fish sandwich. I mean, this is really a low-rent show. What would you pick for yourself?
I don't think anyone here has ever had it, but they're in the Caribbean and
Oh,
Trinidad.
my God. Here we go again.
It's so good, though. It's like these things called doubles. So it's like, if you ever had like roti skins, if you went to like an Indian restaurant, it's like, inside of it is like chickpeas and like really spicy curry. I could eat that all the time.
All right, let me look this up here. What's it called? Doubles.
Yeah.
In Trinidad.
Trinidad.
And this would be the lunch that you had when you were...
I had like breakfast, lunch, and dinner when I was in Trinidad there every day. It was so good.
And the rest of the day you were just diving from quarters off the cruise ship? That's comfort food for you.
Yeah.
And
It
that's
looks pretty
busy.
good.
It's busy
And it's
food,
filling.
though, right?
Yeah.
It's like a meat pie on
There's
what,
no meat
though?
in it, just chickpeas and I think another type
Black-
of bean.
it looks
Black
like
beans?
yeah.
Black beans is actually a pretty good thing if we're talking about this.
Yeah.
You know, like
Protein.
yeah, maybe even like rice and beans would be the smartest thing to do. Not the most delicious. But I guess.
But it would fill you up.
But also, you wouldn't be able to do the week-long bagel like he's doing.
No, I would also gain 30 pounds.
If I did this, probably, it'd be Pez. Cherry-flavored Pez. Easy. Well, this is weirdness, and I don't believe anything that Mariah Carey says ever. I think she's
crazy.
absolutely insane. But Vito put out the thing. This is the number one downloaded Christmas song is hers. And I think it's the last classic Christmas song. And when do you think that most of the Christmas songs were written in the 30s? Like White Christmas and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I probably always think of them as like 50s, but I'm sure that they.
Oh, no.
Like, I'm thinking of the, like, maybe the recordings that were
Because
like
Miracle
popular.
at 34th Street
Yeah.
was, yeah, you're right, that they got re-recorded. What?
Oh,
All right, what's number 2 on the list?
Number 2 is, do you want to build a snowman from the movie Frozen? But I don't even think that movie takes place around
Do you want
Christmas.
to build a snowman? Yeah, I could get it, though. But if you're a little kid, winter and Christmas. By the way,
how about Fuzzy Snowman?
Christmas, which a lot of it is winter decorations, ends 3 days into fucking winter. That whole season gets ruined because Christmas is so early. My idea has always been to move Christmas to January 25th. You're more likely going to have a white Christmas, but it's terrible when Christmas is over the 25th, and now you got 3 months of fucking winter with nothing to look forward to.
It's a very dark time.
Chris, my way of doing this, and hear me out.
Okay.
Is like all during the dark time, you'll be like, well, at least Christmas is coming up, you know? We can smoke crack till Christmas, I always say.
Let's light up the
That sounds like another great Christmas hit.
By the way, when Tamanian was in and he said about snow capping, I'd never heard that term before, and I've laughed about it every day.
It's the best.
Because I don't even think it's a good idea. Like, I don't even know if you could get a decent high off.
No, I mean, if you just like
You're putting straight fucking light to Coke.
Yeah, it's not like you're not cooking the Coke. You're just
Exactly.
Yeah, you're just burning Coke is what you're doing into
Right.
your fucking cigarette. I mean, maybe it'll taste weird. You get get like a head rush or something, but I don't think you're actually getting like a fucking smoking Coke high.
Thank you. I agree with you 100%. As fucking simply as you put it, I'm going to agree with you 100%. I think he was wasting his Coke.
I mean, do a key bump, bruh.
But I like that he had a little name for it. A little snow.
He
had a
said
little
snow capped it.
Little snow cap for myself.
Well, he actually acted like he was dipping the whole joint into his fucking package. Just take the joint in the bindle, light it, and then go and bring pizzas to people. I like anyone who talk about their drug use, their past drug use, as if everyone did it. Because I've tried that before and saw people just certainly alarmed by certain drugs.
Right.
They're like, yeah, I'll do that, but never that. I'm like, I thought we were in. I thought we were doing drugs. I didn't know that there was some drugs we're going to leave out.
We're getting
And then you're just like, someone's like, ew.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we're not all gonna, okay.
To me, like being in a gangbang and then say, no, not the one dude. Once you've committed to the gangbang, I don't think you can say.
Not him.
Yeah, I don't think you can say the fifth guy's disgusting. Let's move the sixth guy up. Look, Chris with that tiny little hat on.
It's so teeny tiny.
What's wrong with my tiny hat?
It's not a tiny hat, dude. It's a giant melon of a head.
It seems like you need a large man's hat to match your large man's flip flop.
I would change that when it comes to the head to be double XL. That fucking head is humongous. That's why your fucking neck always hurts.
That's a good point.
Holding that melon up.
Yeah, it's seriously, it's like having a watermelon put on top of a stack of dimes.
Size 8 hat. Me and Bert Kreischer have that in common.
By the way, Kreischer's in Tampa tonight at the Improv.
Nice.
Oh, real nice. But I wonder whatever happened to the March of Dimes. Are they still around?
I think that they are. I see it on
They
social
don't get
media.
the heat that they used to get.
I see it on social media now and again, but I only know like a couple people who are into it.
Everything has been pushed out of the way by pink breast cancer. It's the only thing that matters.
That's like the number one.
Easily number one, thanks to the NFL.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
And all their pink sweatbands.
when I was a kid, the March of Dimes always showed kids in leg braces. I don't know whether that's still their thing. But to me, I'm like, odd that they call it March, and you got all those kids in leg braces.
I thought it was third world kids all messed up.
No, that's UNICEF.
All right, that's what.
When I was younger, we would trick or treat for UNICEF, where you get your money, you get your candy, then you say trick or treat for UNICEF, and they were supposed to give you some change that went directly into your pocket.
Nice.
And they're like, what did you get? You know, like, I got this candy. I got an extra $17. When you're a kid and you get $17, forget about it.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like hitting the fucking lottery. Like, I don't even remember folding money. It took me a while before I got around to the fact that you're going to get some paper. Most of it was just change.
But do you remember when you were a kid and even like you had just like you have $10, but it was just like to have like paper, it's just like, yeah, this is all
That's fucking
this is, like,
amazing.
my money that I got. Just wanted to know if you guys saw this money.
When I was a kid, first grade, as a matter of fact, my friend Stuffy, he fucking brought $100 bill to fucking school, and he had it in his wallet, right? Now, first of all, I've never seen a kid. I never saw a fucking kid with a wallet before. Then he goes, look at this. I got this. He fucking apparently took it from an uncle or something. So it was a $100 bill. And I'm like, is that even real? Like, I'd never seen a $100 bill. So then this fucking maniac, he goes to the fucking bathroom. He's fucking washing his hands like an adult. And he leaves the wallet sitting there. So we go back into the first grade class. This fucking penitent doesn't let him go back to the bathroom. She goes, you were just at the bathroom. And he's like crying. He said he left his wallet there. Right? And he says, there's $100 in it. Now, she thinks he's talking like a maniac, right?
Yeah.
You're fucking 6 years old. You're telling an old lady you got not just a wallet, but $100 in it, right? So she's not listening to him. He's fucking crying on his desk, but quietly to himself, right? He's got his fucking head down. Now I'm kind of like, I feel bad because he's my buddy, but the other thing, it's funny when your friend is crying too. So I'm just like laughing that he's crying. He lets this go for a fucking half an hour. Next thing I know, he flips the fucking desk over and just starts screaming. She can't fucking hold him down. He's swinging. And everybody in the class is like, what is going on? It's like you just had a friend lose their mind. And I'm next to him yelling, he just wants his wallet. And I yelled, I've seen it. He has a wallet. I've seen it. And that made me look like a maniac.
That makes you feel terrible, though, poor Stuffy.
This fucker, I don't know where he got the C note from. Because I'm telling you, I never even saw my dad with a C note. I thought it was funny money. I thought he had printed it at his house. Everything fucking, worked out. But he was screaming and acting up. And a janitor came into the room and started fucking putting them into a chokehold. Because like an old lady isn't going to be able to do it. And a male janitor had to come in and put him in a chokehold.
It's a muscle?
Please tell me you got that wallet back.
You know, that part of the story I don't remember. But I'm sure he did. I'm sure it all worked out. Or he's probably made 100 since then. I don't know how he got that 100, though. He said from an uncle. But why did an uncle give a little kid? What did he do? Blow him or something to give him that kind of money?
And if you adjust that for inflation, I mean, that's a lot of money.
He just wants his wallet, and he has it. He has a wallet. I've seen it. It's brown. Seinfeld said that the first wallet that you get is the only one that you actually go and sign that thing about who the wallet belongs to. It's the only one that you'll fill out that information.
Please return to.
After that, you stop. Fucking Chris hasn't had 100 in his wallet since.
What's a hundred? They come in hundreds?
That's so fucking sad. Do you know who's on the 100? Yeah. You know what's funny about 100 is like back then nobody wanted to take 100, right?
Yeah.
And then all these years later, people still don't want to take 100.
No, it's still.
You're like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm buying $99 worth of groceries, and you're looking at 100 like it's something from fucking space. Like you're holding it up to the goddamn light. Like I've made up some kind of a crazy thing. It's fucking real. I'm not walking around with fake hundreds. I'm not Willem Dafoe.
Sir, we have to check.
It shouldn't be that big a deal anymore.
People, no one trusts it. Not
no
one
one likes
business.
100.
I don't even think banks check them too. The fucking bank does. It's their job.
You try to give 100 to a taxi, he's like, I can't fucking take this. I go, you know how much fucking expensive a taxi is? You're saying me, you want one? That's like I give $1 to somebody for 25 cents, and like I don't know what to do with it. I don't have 3 other quarters to give.
Why would you do this to me?
This is something Trump should get on right now. Accepting the 100. And let's stop making people feel like fucking criminals because they got a C note.
Yeah, and here's the problem. They don't want pennies and they don't want hundreds. You can't go too little or too much.
You're exactly right.
So
people fucking hate a penny. If someone gives me change, I throw it down on the ground in front of them. I haven't had change in my fucking pocket for probably 12 years. I won't do it. I don't even like getting ones.
It's Jackson only. That's the standard.
I like to live my life in 20s. Hope this costs 20 because it's all I got.
A little twin.
What are we plugging here?
Well, GPS premieres this Saturday, 3 p.m. East on Deep Tracks Channel 27, and that's going to be the London glam scene of the 1970s.
I wouldn't mind if we just came in and did it live. Chris has been collecting stuff for the year ends, and I try not to ask him, but he told me, you said a lot of persons getting picked as the comedian of the year for next year.
There's a front runner.
What percentage do you think so far?
I'd say like maybe 20% so far.
20%.
That's solid.
Oh yeah, that's solid. That's enough to win a fucking primary. There's no doubt about it.
This person is very popular.
Yes, I would imagine so, dude. I don't expect an unpopular person to be picked by a lot of people. Charlie Manson. The way you laugh at him, you must think that he's stupid, right?
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he laughs at me a lot, so it feels good when he gets a little fucking burn.
Okay, good.
I'm not the one fucking eating 17 burritos next week.
It's not 17, it's 10. You suck at math.
I've already given up on this bit. I put it over there with Marcus's fucking Seinfeld thing.
That's coming together. I'm with Marcus right here.
Jason, Cairo.
Hey, Mr. Bennington, I was just calling. If you had time, I just want to say I listen to you guys every day, and I really enjoy it, even though I'm halfway around the world.
What are you doing over there in Cairo?
I teach over here at a university.
What do you teach, English?
No, I teach acting.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
A lot of good Egyptian actors?
Yeah, I mean, they're just basic beginning actors, but you teach them the fundamentals and the foundations, and even in English, they love doing it. If they love doing it, they find joy in it.
I'm trying to think of the most famous. Was Omar Sharif, was he Egyptian?
Yes, I saw him once at the Four Seasons here in Egypt.
Yeah, he was always a great actor.
He was a fabulous actor.
All right, my friend, thank you so much. Good luck there in Egypt, okay?
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Peace. And an Egyptian Uber driver today.
Weird. What do you think it means?
Today's my Egyptian day. And we're talking about money. It's got pyramids on it.
Yeah, walk like an Egyptian.
I was listening to that.
Yeah.
There's a neighborhood in Queens called Little Egypt. Is Little Egypt part of Astoria?
Little Egypt was the girl I used to fucking know. Don't even bring her up to people. Hey, how are you, Chris?
Hi,
nice
Chris.
to see you, buddy.
Hi.
Waving throughout the show, are you? So we're going to be playing this interview that we did with a really great soul singer, Mark Bouchard, who also is a listener of this show. So if you are out there and you're a great soul singer, you can come in as well. If you're not, sorry, can't have you in.
No.
You got to come in here and sing in our faces. How do we find out tour dates and more information, Chris?
Go to markbroussard.com, and on Twitter it's at Mark Broussard.
And the album is SOS2, Save Our Soul, Soul on a Mission. That's available at Amazon.com, iTunes, and in stores. And he's from Louisiana. He's got that full thing going on where he's got the accent, he's got the appreciation for all the cultures.
It's a very great vibe. I love people from Louisiana. It's just a cool, like New Orleans is cool.
Yeah, but also down anywhere in Louisiana.
It's a cool state. It's got its own thing.
Yeah, it's got its own weird vibe. There's no doubt about it. I like any state that's like, we're kind of self-contained here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like a state where you go to it and then you go, what's there to do? And they go, nothing really.
And you go across the board, like it's strong culture in music, in food. Like I like that where a place is like very distinct, where you're like, no other state has what they have.
Some really good entertainers are from there. Oddly, Ellen is from there.
Ellen is she's from New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah. It does not even sound, see, everyone's always surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Never guessed that. I would figure she's like from California.
You couldn't be more wrong, Chris.
I am fucking
I mean, this is
wrong.
the most wrong you've ever been in your life.
I'm wrong all the time. This is ridiculous.
She's from L.A., all right, but Louisiana.
Oh, that must be why you got confused, Chris.
I'm a moron.
But Dr. John Mac Rebenak might have been my favorite guest I've ever had on this show. And he is pure New Orleans. So that's coming up in a couple minutes. Mark Bouchard. And he's just a phenomenal singer, man.
Yeah, his voice is just so beautiful. He has just like great texture to his voice, but that falsetto he's able to hit, it's very impressive.
All right, I look. People are sending me his Twitter. He said he almost cried. It's rare for me to get nervous anymore. They don't know how to get over it. I was forgetting the words to my song. It was real. Oh, he did forget it first, right? And we were like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get to do this show again and make a better impression. No.
Oh, my God, he's
You made
crazy.
an amazing impression on us. We kind of fell in love with you a little bit.
I crushed.
Yeah.
I crushed hard.
Because he's got that masculine vibe going
Yeah, he's got a really solid beard.
No.
He plays
But he also
guitar.
has a solid male voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, we're doing the glam thing where it's that androgyny. No, this is just pure masculinity.
Yeah,
with him. Although he's like a sweetheart when he talks about stuff and, you know, he's involved in helping people.
But isn't that what the
and raising
ladies
money.
love? Like a masculinity, but then like sweet sensitivity mixed in.
I don't know what ladies love. I'm going to tell you, like, if I had to say what ladies love, I say creeps.
I think that ladies love Cool James for sure.
Why wouldn't they? LL Cool J is still it. When you put ladies love Cool James and call yourself that, and no one has started trouble with you for 40 years, no one say, hey, your name's kind of bullshit. No one even acts like he's
so right.
Yeah, no one even acts
so
like
right.
he's being an egomaniac. But I saw him up here before. Ladies were loving him.
Yeah.
They were just gathered around him. Yeah, we know. He needs love. We all know. I need love. And then what's he been, like a TV cop for the rest of this time?
NCIS.
NCIS, man.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Come on, Jen, try it. Do your thank you, man. Come on.
Do it, Jen.
Come on, Jen.
Jen, do it.
It's gonna be weak. I don't know.
Come on, do it.
Come
on,
on.
Jen. Thank you, Mom. Come on, Jen.
I'm trying to get the
Do it.
Thank you, man.
Snap, sort.
She moved to number 2 right behind me that quickly. I do number 1. Vito, you don't do it at all either, right?
Thank you, Mom.
That was terrible.
Terrible.
You gotta do
That's
it.
my impression of Vito. Thank you, man.
He's like, thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
No.
No. You just got worse. Just got further away.
It's like this. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
When we bring Mark in, we just start with his music, right? We
Yes.
just have him playing. That's great. I love that when you don't even start the interview. You go into it. Because I thought he was going to do 3 songs, but then as soon as he put his guitar down on the ground after the second song, I'm like, I guess that's the end of music time.
He just dropped the mic.
Yeah, I know. I got it. Follow along on Twitter on how to get this record. And we got lots of announcements on Monday. It's going to be a busy December. Right back, Bennington.
It's like a 140-character live journal. It's hashtag Bennington. Tweet it.
Yeah!
Mark Broussard is in studio with us. Mark's album SOS2, Save Our Soul. Soul on a Mission is available now on Amazon.com, iTunes, and in stores. Go to markbroussard.com for tour dates and more information. And you can follow him on Twitter at Mark Broussard.
Mark, that was beautiful, man.
Thank you very much.
Now, that's from the new album as well, but that's one of yours.
Correct. So the new album is a soul covers record. 50% of the proceeds are going to poverty relief here in the U.S. through an organization called City of Refuge that does incredible work. And I put out an SOS years ago that wasn't a charity record. It was just a project that we put out called SOS. And the format for that one was the same as this. It kind of set the template. Soul covers and then one original. So that's what we did for this record. And it's all 50s and 60s soul stuff like Sam Cooke and Wilson Pickett and Sam and Dave. And we just wanted to write a song that fit that genre.
But that's, you got to say, okay, I'm going to write a song now that I'm going to put next to the Solomon Burke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a tall order sometimes.
Yeah, it really is.
We take pride in what we do as a band, and as a songwriter, I definitely enjoy what I do. But sometimes I definitely stick my foot where it shouldn't be going,
Well, when you were singing, I was like trying to figure out where that voice comes from. Is that from your chest? Do you realize where it comes from, or?
Yeah, there's a lot of it that's coming from my chest and just from like pushing harder than I should be pushing. I'm a baritone, and I push up into the tenor range quite a bit, and I think it just, I don't know, there's something about it. I can't quite put my finger on it because I know lots of singers that are singing circles around me. But for some reason, people seem to dig what I do.
Well, it's unique, and it fits soul music.
No doubt.
Perfectly. But no training for you? None.
I mean, my father's was a musician for a long time, still is. In fact, he's performing tonight with me at City Winery, and I don't know, man. It's just something that I listen to great baritone and tenor singers like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway for my entire life, and really just tried to emulate those guys. And I think those were my teachers more than any other choir teacher that I might have had in school.
Yeah, it's such a classic sound. Like, it's unique and also like really taps into that really classic, great vocal.
Well, I'll get into a Donny Hathaway thing sometimes, like a spiral.
Yeah, it's
and
impossible
just not
to
be
get
able to get out of. And
Exactly.
I'm just like, it's always bizarre to me how somebody can do that, where that becomes the instrument. He sometimes sings songs that I don't like, and I love it.
Sure.
When he does it. It always kills me.
Donnie is probably my favorite of all time. The qualities in his voice, I think, are my most favorite qualities. He's a king of improvisation, and just as a tone coming out of his face hole, it's
unbelievable.
It's unreal.
I have never liked the song "Never My Love." I always thought it was like cheesy or whatever, and like he starts to sing that song, and I fucking go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just like.
Oh, and his version of Jealous Guy.
Unbelievable.
It's stunning.
It changes it too. Like, it becomes a whole new song, and it has an entirely different feeling.
Well, I think it's actually easier sometimes to do that with a song that you didn't write. I think because as a fan, you hear a song that you love by someone else and you relate to it, right? But as a writer, sometimes you might write something that you don't necessarily relate to quite as well.
That's
sometimes other writers are just more resonant with your situation. And so putting that skin on is a little easier sometimes than doing it with your own material.
That arrangement too, the way that you can change a song with the arrangement, it's stunning. I mean, I guess actors understand it. If you're an actor, you could take a role and do something with it that maybe the writer didn't think about, but if you even listen to like a lot of songs by Sinatra, the song at the beginning, it doesn't seem like it's that good of a song.
Right.
And it becomes a movie by the time he's done with it.
Now, do you feel pressure to put your own imprint on it, to do it differently?
When I'm doing covers, the most important thing for me, like there are certain covers that I won't touch. A song like Hallelujah, for example, that's been done to its finest form. Nobody's gonna top Jeff Buckley. It's not going to be done, right? So I stay away from those kinds of songs. But when I do take on a cover, the most important aspect to me is just capturing the spirit, capturing that original, that first spark that turned the ear of those listeners the first time they ever heard it. And that's really our main goal. We don't want to plagiarize, but we want to bring a lot of respect and a lot of humility to the table when we're tracking these cover records.
Where'd you grow up that you fell in love with this kind of music?
So my whole life has been spent in South Louisiana. I live in a small town just north of Lafayette, Louisiana, called Carencro. I live on the street I grew up on. My father's right across the street, about 150 yards. My brother's down the street the other way. And my dad had a band in the late 80s that was doing Earth, Wind, and Fire and Michael Jackson and top 40 stuff at the time, And then he joined a band that did a little deeper cuts from the earlier soul stuff, the 50s and 60s stuff, by Otis Redding and Wilson Pickett. And so I was exposed to it at a really, really early age. My dad taught me, the first 4 songs my dad taught me were Johnny B. Good, Maxwell Silverhammer, The Greatest Love of All, and Candyman.
So you're all over the place.
All over the place. I'm genre jumping all over.
But that is Louisiana too, right? There's a little bit of everything.
There's a huge contingency of Zydeco and Cajun musicians that support themselves pretty well by playing music. And then there's some top 40 stuff that's still around that that these cover bands. I mean, New Orleans is full of unbelievable cover bands that have more crew and more production than I'll ever carry. But it's a very, very special place. There's no place quite like it culturally here in the U.S., I don't think, and even in the world. It's just a very unique place that has a love for the arts and a love for music particularly. So it was a great place for me to be fostered with my talents,
Yeah, there's just such incredible creativity, but that town in general, it's just vibrates on a weird plane, and it's spiritual. And
yeah, you either get there and hate it and get it, and like, yeah, I get it, but it's I'll see Bourbon Street one time, or you get there and you never want to leave.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Asheville, North Carolina, like that.
Sure,
people just go there and never leave.
Now, you write, and is that always a struggle every time that you write, or does it come easy sometimes?
No, sometimes when you're tickled by the muse, it is very, very, very easy. There have been songs that there are 3 songs in particular that came right after the passing of somebody close to me, that just kind of come like a lightning bolt. And it's even more difficult to write those just because you have to quiet the mind enough to receive this, to be this conduit for what's coming. And I'm, in my opinion, I kind of believe that I felt the presence of these people that had passed. I felt them there, whispering in my ear and telling me, keep going, buddy, you're doing good. But you have to quiet the mind enough to receive a line, and then you write it down, and you read the line, and it just devastates you because it means so much. And so then you bawl your eyes out again, and then you quiet the mind again, and you take another line, and you look at it, and you bawl your eyes, and that process is kind of exhausting, to be honest. A song like Fool for You that I just played, sometimes the stuff comes really fast. That song, I think, was written in under 15 minutes.
Crazy.
Generally, though, if you don't finish a song the day you start it, you probably won't ever finish it.
Is that right? That's interesting.
For me, at least.
Yeah.
That's been my experience.
No, you wrote a song about our pal Patrice O'Neill. Patrice has gone just a little over 5 years. Still,
has it been that long? Jeez,
yeah,
man.
5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of, I was, a avid listener of the Opie radio station and O&A and O and Jim, and you guys, listen daily. I drop the kids off at school and then immediately turn on, your radio show. And I remember when Patrice passed away that weekend, I had a long drive ahead of me. I had 9 hours to get to the gig and 9 hours back home. And it was over that weekend tribute that was on O&A station. And I remember, like, in between the segments, there was this little advertisement that said, you're listening to the tribute to Patrice O'Neill, blah, blah, blah. For donations, you can look here. And there was a bunch of soul music in the background of those montages. And I just got inspired by the way everybody was talking about Patrice. I was obviously a fan, and listening to his friends speak so highly of him was really, really inspiring. And that was one of those lightning bolt moments. The line just came right to me, and I wrote a song. It's called, Man Ain't Supposed to Cry.
Yeah, let's hear that.
I'd like to play it for you if that's all right.
Yeah.
Mark Broussard is in studio. Mark's album SOS 2 Save Our Soul, Soul on a Mission is available now on Amazon.com, iTunes, and in stores.
Beautiful, dude.
Thank you, sir.
Somewhere inside me, I think that voice is that you have. You're able to release it. Mine stays deep inside me. I hear it until I start to sing. But I'd kill to be able to do that.
Man, I've had Super Bowl winning athletes tell me the same thing. They
Yeah.
would trade my skills for theirs. And once again, I don't really understand it. I don't know how to put my finger on it, but I've had enough feedback. When you are open enough, like I am, to go out and speak to your fans, to go and speak to people, you are going to wade through a lot of kind of drunken after show, like, right. Man, you're awesome. But then you get to these unbelievable stories about how your music has touched people's lives in a very deep way. And those stories for me are energy, are food for my soul,
And it's also when you put something out, you have no idea where it goes. Like Patrice, for instance, you don't know him, yet you are connected to him in a way that you understand. Mm-hmm. But Patrice didn't have the opportunity to have that.
No way.
So you have to remind yourself when you're doing shit. But a song is always interesting to me because you almost give up ownership of it once you put it out.
Well, I like to think of it exactly that way. People will try to get me to tell them what the song means to me, but really my job is just to communicate these feelings and these thoughts so that my listeners can relate and can tap in and form their own opinions about how it relates to their lives. I think that's the beauty of music, is that it has the ability, like life in general, to confront you and force you to emote, to force you to feel things that you may not want to feel at that time. Music is a very, very powerful thing, and I don't let it escape me, Yeah. I really try to pay as much respect to that as possible.
Well, it also can be incredibly powerful in the moment, but then recorded stuff goes out and becomes somebody's wedding song.
Absolutely, man.
But the way you tie music to memory, I don't think that there's anything else like that on earth. I mean, even with other senses, like you might smell something that brings you back, but like something about music, it's why everybody kind of has their own ownership over each song. Because you never know how it links to somebody.
Gail, I talk to folks that work with Alzheimer's patients and folks that work with folks that have severe brain damage, and music is the one thing that ties us all together. More than anything else, music, according to these professional folks, is the one thing that really will bring people back from the edge of the abyss mentally. It's. There's a guy that told me that he was in a coma for 30 days until his girlfriend put on my song and started tapping his finger. Do I think that I saved that guy? No, of course I didn't save that guy. Do I think that my song made connections in this man's brain that were able to kickstart him back into cognition? Yeah, there was some connection that my music had with that. And that's some life-giving affirmation. That's some purpose-driven affirmation that I get when I hear stories like that.
Well, how weird is it, the ties between end of life and then also like early? I'm like, why is it that babies understand like music, that they feel the need to move their body?
They dance before anybody teaches them. They just start dancing along.
And they're not imitating or mimicking any dance that they've seen. It's just inside of them.
It's in us.
It's very strange.
It's in us. I think, we're all, according to some of these string theories and whatever, like we're all vibrating at these resonance frequencies, and that's what our universe is made up of, is all this vibration. And so I feel very, very fortunate that I have been blessed with the talents to tap into some of that vibration.
You never worked a day job? You never worked away? Yeah.
I did. I worked. In fact, in 2011, I was kind of broke leading up to Christmas time, and I picked up a gig in a cabinet shop and did so well. They offered me a full-time job. Luckily, I got back on the road and was able to earn some more dough. But, no, I ran papers for a law firm. I, mowed grass for a living for a while. I worked at the corner store when I was 14. I held a few jobs. I was never very good at showing up to work every day.
Oh yeah, it's a really difficult thing. But this is the funny thing is like you can look at kids like that and like, oh, he's lazy, won't get into it. But look how far you'll drive to do one gig and come back. Oh, yeah. And it's always surprising to me where people will show their ambition. There's got to be
incentives matter.
Yeah,
incentives matter. And for me, I was always. It didn't take much motivation to get me out of the house to go play a show.
Yeah,
And especially once I graduated high school, man, I was making $400 or $500 on a Friday night. After I graduated high school, I was like, I had a full ride to LSU for voice.
Yeah.
I said, screw that. I'm already making enough money right now.
Yeah.
I didn't fully understand what this would all lead to at the time, but I knew that I would be playing music professionally for the rest of my life.
Well, congratulations on the new album, too.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And it was great to have you step by here today.
I'm so honored to be here. I really am a huge fan. I've kind of been shaking over here this whole time. It's a feeling that I'm not used to.
Is that right?
I got to admit, dude, I'm fangirling out a little bit.
Well, that's cool, but now stop by anytime that you're back in the city, all right?
Absolutely.
Mark, I'll see you next time, man.
Thanks.
That's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!